Alright, guys. I think it's Dokkan time. What just happened? New sub from Skelly? Appreciate you. Appreciate the sub. Okay, so today's stream is primarily another subscriber. Thank you. Chimera Large Delight. Thank you for subscribing. I might need to mute that. No, I don't need to mute that. I'm good. So today's stream is pretty much going to be on to how to build units. Jacob Fraser, thank you for subscribing. Is there any more? Today's stream is going to be on pretty much just how to build some units. Thank you for subscribing. DZ. I can't even pronounce that. I can't even spell it. Basically, we're gonna show you. I'm gonna show you units that you want to rebuild, because it only costs one Dragonstone to actually rebuild a unit right now. One Dragonstone is pretty crazy. Usually, it costs 5 freaking Dragonstones to actually change your hidden potential. So now is the time to do it. Now is the time to remove any nodes that you think are going to be bad for a unit. But anyways, let me catch up on the chat real quick here. Let's see here. So, DRP dead. Chat, is this real? It is real, dude. Edgar Garcia was here earlier. Chucky, Salvador, Bringer. How y'all doing? How you guys doing? Scythe has been a member for 6 months. You're not late. You were early, my dude. You were super early. Tech Mass Saiyan isn't a Dokkan Fest, is he? Isn't he? Isn't he a Dokkan Fest? I swear he might have been, one. I thought he was. Maybe he wasn't? I swear he was a Dokkan Fest. Technically. I swear he was. I swear he was. I'm trying to look up his banner now. Now you got me curious. Yeah, he was I'm pretty sure he was a Dokkan Fest. So, theoretically, Mass Saiyan should get a Dokkan Fest, or a Super Easy A in the future. Don't know when, don't know how, but it could happen. You never know. They might also, even if he's not a Dokkan Fest, he could potentially in the future get, like, some kind of exception to the rule and get a Super Easy A anyways. They're eventually going to run out of units to Easy A regardless, so one day that will happen. Let me decrease the volume a little bit here, because I know it's pretty loud. Hope everyone's World Tournament's going very well, by the way, because I am not grinding that much almost at all. Don't really have time. Currently trying to pass 450. Salvador has been a tea time enthusiast for 9 months. Appreciate you, dude. Appreciate you, Sal and Scythe, for being continued tea times members. What's up, Scythe? Yo, what's up? Sokudo. Sokudo. How you doing, Sokudo? I swear, Sokudo sounds like a board game. It does. It sounds like a really fun board game. Grinding World Tournament. He isn't a Dokkan Fest. Oh, that's unfortunate. Well, hopefully they'll give him an exception at some point, because it would be really nice if he did get a Super Easy A in the future. He is his own event. It was back in the day. He's still a pretty old unit. Show the hidden potential builds, King. Well, honestly, I'm just kind of waiting for people to, like, what are some units you want to actually rebuild? I'm actually considering changing Broly up beforehand right now. Like, I'm considering removing things, because he doesn't have a passive skill. He doesn't have a passive skill. But there's been a very continued push on Super Easy A's all having built-in crit. So my thought process is right now, like, I should be removing these crit nodes while I still can, you know? I mean, every Super Easy A thus far has received, like, crit built in. Am I wrong? Am I not wrong? Like, they've all had built-in crit. Freaking Super Saiyan 3 Goku has built-in crit. I think Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks has built-in crit. Kid Buu has built-in crit. Does Goku Black have built-in crit as well? Oh, I need to go check. Hold on a sec. Let's check, see. Where is Goku Black here? There's Goku Black. Doesn't Goku Black have built-in crit as well? Yeah, he gets built-up crit, chance for crit, plus every time the character receives an attack 3 times. Yeah. So, like, I just don't see the purpose in not removing crit from some of these older units if all of their super EZAs are going to start having built-in crit on all of them. So it's kind of something to be aware of right now. For actual requests, I wonder what you could say to give the 7th anniversary LRs for 55% and 79%. As far as the 7th anniversary units go, they're 100% full additional units. I will show you my builds for them, and I will not change them. I promise you, there will be no reason to change the 7th anniversary builds whatsoever. There's just no reason to. I didn't even give them all of their anniversary equips because I don't think they need crit. This is one of their anniversary equips for the tech gods. There's no reason to give them this orb. The defense plus 400 is fantastic. It is. It does help. And it probably will be nice once they EZA. But in my opinion, they still need full additional. They still need full additional to build up. And that's primarily what you want to build them around. Because they already have built-in crit in there. They have plus 7% chance per rainbow key sphere obtained. You can bet dollars to donuts that's going to go up once they EZA. You can bet money on that critical rate per rainbow key sphere is going to go up once they EZA. 100%. It will go up. So, I mean, it's all about managing the unit themselves. You want to manage the unit properly. This is a build I would not change. I don't even need to make a fresh build for them right now. Because this is how you should build them. 100%. There's just no reason to otherwise. The full additional is the way to go. There is no other way to really build them, in my personal opinion. Same thing goes for the monkey duo. The Super Saiyan 4. Let me pull them up. I hit AGL. My bad. Like, I don't see any reason to actually, like, change their build. I just don't see any reason to. Like, I have them at 28. Once again, I don't see any reason to give them this extra defense orb because they don't need the crit. They have built-in attacks effective against all types. They have built-in crit. They don't need it because once they transform, they have it. The whole purpose of them in their base state is to build up, and that's it. You want them to build up their stacks and keep going with it. So this is the build I feel like even post-EZA in the future is going to stay the same. 100%. What's up, Scythe? How you doing, man? If dollars touch my donuts, I won't eat them anymore. That's fair. Is Topo good without special poses in global? What do you mean without special poses? Like just with other units? I mean, he can still be pretty solid. I feel like he can still be solid at least. I do have Topo, actually. I went for a full additional just because I only have him at 55%. At 55%, you're not rocking very much with him. He is primarily a dodge build, though. Because once he transforms, you don't want him to, you don't want him to get hit. But, there is a reason that you do want to have special poses with him. You at least want to have one other special pose unit on the same turn, just so you can transform him early. But otherwise, he can still be pretty good. He can be okay. But yeah, his whole kit is pretty much around having special pose units. So, like, if you put him on a team, you want to have him with Tech Jiren. You want to have him with Pride Troopers. You know, whatever you can throw in with special pose would be what you want to do. At least have one. At least have one. But it only requires 2 other on the team itself. So I mean, if you run Topo, more than likely you can run Jirens. You can run Pride Troopers. Because Pride Troopers is coming, their EZA is what? in a couple days, or it's already out. Isn't the Pride Troopers EZA already out? I haven't done it yet. I haven't done the EZA for the Pride Troopers yet, but I mean the Pride Trooper EZA is pretty good. In all honesty, if you have it, pretty good unit. Yeah, the EZA for this unit's already out. I just haven't done it yet. Haven't had the time. But I mean, they're a pretty solid support unit for Special Pose in Universe 11. So I would definitely say Topo wants to have Special Pose. He can still be okay. He can still be okay without Special Pose, but you really do want to have Special Pose with him to fully benefit from his full passive. Dragon Fist in Legends is getting a Zenkai on Wednesday. Well, good for Dragon Fist. Hopefully people have the time for it. Topo Pride Troopers awakens with the EZA of STR God Topo. Yeah, he does. I just hate the way that they EZA sub-EZAs, because it's just not fun to go back and go do these. It's just not fun. It costs stamina to go back and get these done. It's not quick by any means necessary. It's definitely not fast. It can take you like a good 20-30 minutes. It's just not fun to do. That's why I haven't done it. I'll do it randomly on my own time, but I've had plenty of time with a lot of these EZAs on a JP account, so. But yeah. They should just make side banner EZAs their own event. Yeah, they really should. They really should. Or at least be giving you the medals as you're going up above stage 30. That's the way they should be doing it. Tech Good Goku Movie Broly HP build. What? Hidden potential build. Tech Good Goku. What is Tech Good Goku? Tech God Goku? I assume you mean Tech God Goku. I assume you're talking about... Let's see here. Where is he? Where is that? There he is. I mean, I don't have him built correctly, but this guy should just be... this guy should just be pretty much full additional and dodge, 100%. This guy's a tank at the end of the day. I don't think he'll be receiving a super EZA, but for the specific content of movie bosses and pure Saiyans, you know, reduces damage received by 77% is huge. Even if you build this unit improperly, he can still be good. Yeah, it's because, you know, before he EZA'd, like, let's look at him before he EZA'd. Before he EZA'd, he didn't have, well, never mind. Before he EZA'd, he was still pretty much just as good. But it does, like I said, it doesn't really matter too much how you build this guy, because at the end of the day, 70%, 77% damage reduction is crazy. You know? This is one of those units you can get away with not building him correctly. And of course, back in the day when he came out, you know, everybody went dod or critical. Everyone went critical back in the day, you know? Before the game was like super dangerous on super attacks and whatnot, it was kind of like, it was a kill the boss before they kill you kind of thing. Like, you could just utterly obliterate a lot of bosses back in the day just by critting the crap out of them. And it was just the consensus that you should just put crit into a lot of units. There wasn't really much of a reason not to. So, dodge hasn't always been like that. So, but this is one of those units you would rather go for dodge than anything, in my personal opinion. Kill or be killed meta. It was a different meta back then. It's definitely kind of true even today, but you need to be more tactical now. Old units used to have no defense on their path. Yeah, no, exactly. A lot of older units didn't used to have, they didn't used to actually have anything like that. But as you notice, like, I haven't even given this guy, like, any hidden potential changes, and I haven't because he has that 77% damage reduction, and so long as you're getting, a decent little bit of orbs, and you're getting his super attack off, you should be fine on, like, an additional focus and dodge build. That's what you should be going for with this Goku, is additional and dodge primarily. If I had to pick and if I had the opportunity to pick and choose now, I would probably change all of these crits to the opposite. So I'd change this crit orb right here to the left to an additional. I'd change this crit one to a dodge build. I'd change this one to a dodge. Then I'd go up here and I'd change this crit over to a dodge. It's entirely player preference, but you can totally just choose full dodge or additional. Dodge doesn't hurt this unit, unlike other tanks. Sometimes some tanks don't, they don't want to dodge. They actually want to get hit to build up and so forth. But this is one of those, tanks in the game that doesn't care if you dodge or not. Dodging just helps him. So my most anticipated Super Easy A is Int Janemba. Nice idea. Int Janemba. How do we think Int Janemba is going to be built? I mean, Int Janemba is a tank at the end of the day, too. He's super old. Oh, yeah, I already have Int Janemba built correctly. He should already be built full dodge as it is. So if you have this guy, you should be building him for full dodge. And then probably put the rest into additional. Because once he Super Easy A's, once again, for whatever reason, all Super Easy A's thus far have gotten built-in crit. So if you really did want to, really future prep this guy, I would change this to dodge. I would change this to... I mean, I'm actually going to do that right now. I'm going to do that right now. I'm changing this guy to, full dodge right now. There's no reason that he should have these crits. He doesn't need them. He wants full freaking dodge. I don't think it's worth changing it to an additional, because I don't think the additional is going to help him much right here. But it's either or. Either give him the leftover into crit or put the leftover into dodge. That is the way you should build this guy. Just gave him his anniversary equips. I totally forgot he had anniversary equips. But yeah, the extra defense in this guy's case will be probably the best way to go. I totally forgot he even had these. Because he's not viable or anything in this day and age. He's really not. He's not viable anymore. He's still not. I mean, you could use him in certain content. Where's his gold anniversary? Is it this one? I'd rather give him the extra dodge right now. Until I actually see... I mean, I'm probably going to change it anyways, but... How much is that going to give him? Hold on a sec here. I'm fine with that. It's just a level 3. Dang, 8,800 extra defense. I never realized how much defense this fool had. That's crazy. We know he'll get an easy eventually, but how about a build for physical Super Saiyan 2 / Super Saiyan 3 Goku? Super Saiyan 2 / Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Honestly, one of my favorite units. This is one of my favorite units. As of right now, I don't think I'd build him any differently. Even if he does get an easy A tomorrow. If he got an easy A tomorrow, looking at his passive, what they would add... I mean, he's already got a high chance to crit. He's already got a 50% chance to crit. And he has built-in additional. I mean, he doesn't need anything else other than additional and dodge. That's all he needs. He's already got the built-in crit chance. So, I mean, he's got 70% chance to crit after he transforms. And then he's got a 50% chance on the 7th turn afterwards, if the fight even goes that long, he doesn't need crit whatsoever. He is 100% a full additional or full dodge unit, in my opinion. 100%. There should be no reason to give this guy. There should be no reason to give him any crit. He doesn't need it. And honestly, I put a defense orb on him, but he doesn't need a defense orb because, I mean, he's already kind of squishy. Maybe after he easy A's, he'll be a little bit better defensively. But as of right now, I'd almost give him I'd give him an attack orb, man. This guy is built, he's a damage dealer. That's what he was. He was a damage dealer. So you should be going for damage with him, additional, and then dodge. Let me go back up here. Let's see here. Seiza, a super easy AGL Bardock. You mean AGL Bardock. AGL Bardock is also an additional build. I feel like if you use AGL Bardock, you should be using him for what content he's best at. And that would be fighting Frieza and anything you can rock him with low rank warriors. So full additional to build up as much as entirely possible. And I do believe once he transforms into Super Saiyan, that's what he does actually have a crit chance, right? Yeah, chance for running critical hit and chance of evading plus 18%. Reduce damage received by 18 for 5 turns. Launches a just super attack, and all attacks are crit when fighting a Wicked Bloodline. I like this Bardock, I do. I do like Bardock, but unfortunately, as for a lot of Bardock units, they should be used as Wicked Bloodline killers. Frieza killers. Cooler killers. Cold race killers, you know? That's what he's built for, that's what you should use him for. He's not really built for any serious content. And the way they designed this guy, he really, really performs differently when you have a full low-class warrior team. So, if you don't have a full low-class warrior team, I wouldn't even take him into any, like, blue zones or red zones, really. Maybe, like, older red zones, it would be okay. That would be something. Scythe! Super chat times. $4.99. Thank you for the content, Joe. Tea time rules. Appreciate you, Scythe. Thank you very much, dude. You did not need to do that, but I appreciate you. Thank you. Tea time does indeed rule. I do need to have some tea, but right now all I have is water. Let me go back up here. Let's see here. So, physical Janemba build. Physical Janemba. So, physical Janemba. This is a dude that, once again, is going to be probably a full dodge build and defense orb build. If you got it, if you can do it, put the defense orb into this guy, because the primary reason that Janemba is good is because he has guard. That's what he was good. That's the reason why he was so good before, was because he had the guards all attacks. Guard did not used to be common. Guard is kind of common-ish now, like right now in the current meta. Like, tons of units are getting chucked guard at them left and right, and that's great. That's fantastic. But back in the day, units didn't used to have guard at all. Like, they became cowards after giving Tech Gohan guard, and they just really were very particular about it. But this guy's a slot 1 tank, so he doesn't build up anything. As of right now, he doesn't build up anything. I don't know if in the future, you know, a full dodge could potentially hurt him if he potentially gets build up on hit on an easy A in the future. As of right now, though, there is no worry of that, and full dodge and defense orbs are what you want to primarily focus on, because that's what he is. That's what his role is. He's a tank. He's a full tank. I wouldn't change his build. This is exactly how I'd have him. If anything, I'd try to give him maybe 1 extra point of freaking dodge, because I gave him a level 4 instead of a level 5. But build AGL LR Vegito Blue full dodge. I don't have him built full dodge, though I will be honest, I've considered going a literal full dodge with him. He's almost full dodge. This is a unit that is it's user-based. The amount of chaos this unit has put into the community is insane. The amount of chaos this unit has created in the last year, and yes, this unit's almost a year old, is just insane. It really is. This unit is old now by a year, 1 year old, and it is supposed to be a slot 1 dodge tank. And sometimes it just doesn't want to dodge. It just doesn't want to dodge. It doesn't want to take damage. It doesn't want to transform, and it's just painful. But as soon as you get the Vegito, everything's usually fine. Everything's usually fine when you hit Vegito. The only thing is like, with this guy, I've felt that his damage is always lacking. And that's because you keep him in slot 1 constantly for the better defensibility of him. And he doesn't build up enough additional attacks in his base state to really climb his damage up there. And I'm sorry to say, but once again, everyone, attacks effective against all types is not crit. It's not the same. It's not the same whatsoever. So originally I went for a more crit build, and then I put the rest into dodge. Nowadays I'm kind of considering more of pushing it towards the dodge function more. And I could do it. I could definitely do it. I could push it towards dodge. But giving him additionals doesn't give him more defensibility until he transforms. New subscription from gifting memberships from Rado. Hello, hold up. Rado just dropped like 5 memberships. Clutchman, Anto, Ghost Nappa, and CT White. Go ahead and thank Rado-kun for the membership. Appreciate you. Oh, and Heeb as well. Heeb has also been gifted a membership. Thank you, Rado-kun. Appreciate you, man. Is it actually popping up? It's popping that up for every single one of those. I apologize if the if the notification thing is annoying. I apologize. It is pretty loud. But thank you. Thank you, dude. Appreciate you. Bring it with the full dodge build against gifted memberships. Alright. Appreciate you, Rado. Hey, Senior David, Jinro, how you guys doing? King Phoenix, how's it going? Clutchman, how is everyone doing that's joined the chat? I'm sorry I'm rambling. Today is just about building units. If you want to know how to build a unit, ask. Because now is the time to do it. Can you tell me how to build Easy A Fat Boo by King Phoenix? Easy A Fat Boo. World Tournament Easy A Fat Boo. I'm assuming you're implying the STR one is what I'm thinking, right? Hold on a second here. Thought he was a super class. Where? I assume you're implying this one. I have not actually Easy A'd him. I actually don't like this unit. He's let me down on multiple occasions. He has let me down on so many occasions. But he's an orb changer at the end of the day. He's supposed to be a tank, and he should be a tank. He doesn't need to get hit. So the way you should actually be building this guy is, once again, dodge it additional. That's the way you should be going for this STR Boo. Do I have any dupes of him? Because if I do, I have 5 dupes of this guy. Where I'm gonna reverse him right now, and I'm gonna freaking change his build right now as we talk. Because I have so many dupes for this guy. I have so many dupes for him. And I'd rather use the dupes to replace hidden potential nodes. So, yeah, he doesn't need... he's not here to crit. He's not here to crit. Although he is an AoE unit, they kind of made him more of into a tank. And he's an okay tank. He's not the most amazing tank. He's not the worst tank in the world. But yeah. But yeah, he needs to get orbs. He 100% needs to get orbs. But yeah. And same thing with Tech Mr. Boo. Yeah. Same thing with Tech Mr. Boo. You should pretty much build the two the same. Where's the Tech Mr. Boo? Tech Mr. Boo I have built correctly. I have this fool built correctly. As long as you give him the 3 to 4 rainbow key spheres, this dude is solid. He's very solid. Full dodge build for him. Full dodge and put the rest into additionals. The only thing I hate is, like, a lot of units... Oh, you meant the tech one? Oh, no, you're good, man. You're good. But yeah, the tech one, you 100% should just be going full dodge with him anyways. Because that's what he is. He's just a tank. Or not tank. He's a dodge tank. He's an orb changer. And he's a supportive role. He doesn't need crit. He's a supportive unit. He can probably do a little bit of damage. But overall, his kit, the way he's designed, is to get those rainbow key spheres, get that damage reduction in, and tank. Tank, 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 tank. And I've had this guy tank. I've had him tank. Very well, actually, in Blue Zone content. This is probably one of the best World Tournament units. I think this is one of the best World Tournament units. Like, can I get a poll here? Like, raise your hand if you think this is, like, the top 3 best World Tournament units in Dokkan right now. Because he pretty much is. He's, like, top 3 best World Tournament units. He's just best. Fizz Extreme Broly World Tournament. Pause up. Pause up. Pause up in the air. Pause up in the air. Yep. Yep, this is a World Tournament unit, Scythe. Yep. Never thought about using him in World Tournament, to be honest. You don't have to use him in World Tournament, no. I mean, like, that's where you get him from. When we say a World Tournament unit, that's where you get him from. You get him from World Tournament. So... somebody finally noticed Ari is here. That's right. Get the Ari emotes out. Got the Ari emotes. Should do a dancing Ari emote. She hates me right now. No. I'm not saying he's good in World Tournament. I mean, you could use him in World Tournament. That wouldn't be terrible. You know, actually, like, low-key, you could use him in World Tournament as, like, a slot 1 tank. For those people that hate to use items, you could legitimately put Fat Boo in slot 1. He might not be too bad. You know, just keep him slot 1 so he can tank. Second slot just is the nuker for the team. You could theoretically use him for World Tournament. You could. She's like, really human? Yep. I looked away for 2 seconds. I put her down. She was getting agitated. Like keyboard cat. Keyboard cat. Let me work up a little bit. I've dodged a couple of them. STR LR cooler build on 55%. LR STR cooler is kind of old now. He's aged very poorly in my opinion. Cooler's tough to build at 55% because, especially in this day and age, like, he's just not a part of the content anymore. But with how he's built, what he's got at 55%, I would have to say just give him more crit at 55%, because that's actually the way you wanted to build him originally, was give him crit because he can additional so much. I would just go with the fact that he has level 5 crit in him already, and just give him a level 5 silver orb, and then give him a level 2 bronze orb, and just give him a total of 12 crit. That's what I would do with the 55%. That's what I would do with the 55% now, for sure. I'm trying to work my way down the chat, everybody, so I'm sorry if I'm going slow. Just bear with me as we go through the builds. I'm trying to go as quickly as I can and go about it. Bonnie B53 build tech UI Goku LR. I mean, I already made a video for that unit. I do not have that unit because the gacha system hates me. The gacha system hates me. That's the best I can say. I have very few unacquired units in this game, and some just hate me in general. But as far as for how you should build this guy, it's just full dodge. I mean, really, it's full dodge and additional. That's the way you should be building this unit. Full dodge and additional. You can give him crit. I've heard some people want to give him crit. But I mean, in base, he's got a 70% chance to crit. He awakens and can, after he does like 2 or 3 super attacks, he's got 50 to 70% crit chance. I see no reason to give him crit. He doesn't need crit. It's full dodge and then additional. That's what his entire kit is built on, and that's the way you should play him, is you should give him full dodge. So I hope that helped you out, Bonnie. How do I build in what? Nav. 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 Nav in this madness of this Dokkan Nav will stand at the top of the hill and tell you that this is the best unit in the game for no good reason other than to just have an agenda. This is how I built my my intelligence Yamcha. Or I mean intelligence Bardock. This is how I built my Bardock. Dokkan Nav. I hope you know that. This is how I built him. I've also not easy-A'd him. Even though I can very clearly easy-A him if I so chose to. But as far as how he goes, I mean, really, if you really do want to know how to build him, once again, Wicked Bloodline madness, man. Oddly enough, this guy doesn't have any built-in crit. So actually, if you really did want to bring this guy into like Wicked Bloodline content, you should be giving him crit and then put the rest into additional, probably. Launches an additional check. Yeah, because he's got a 50% chance to launch an additional. He's got another additional on his if you're fighting a Wicked Bloodline. Yeah, I'd say full crit against Wicked Bloodline enemies, and then put the rest into dodge. Full crit and then dodge. 100%. 100%, that's how you should build this Bardock. If you choose to easy-A him, which I would not suggest. But anyways, let's see here. This easy-A will be eventually with these Broly speculators. Let's learn Fizz Super Saiyan Goten and Super Saiyan Trunks and Krillin. Ooh, interesting. Interesting. I honestly think they're a full dodge build. But let's go double check their kit. So I already have them built, like a little bit additional and then crit, because they're a pretty old unit. Once again, this is a pretty old unit. Once again, you kind of went more crit back in the day, especially with a unit like this that already had built-in. Back in the day, this unit was busted. This was a good unit back in the day, on release specifically. I'd say on easy A, he's just gonna have more chance of evading. I don't know if he's gonna get more crit, but overall, because he has built-in dodge, and he's got such a clean kit, it's entirely possible to be a slot 1 kind of supportive unit. So I would honestly probably say he'd just full dodge and then maybe put the rest into crit just to do some damage. But overall, I think they're going to be a full dodge unit, because that's the way they were kind of before. Dodge and then throw crit onto them so they'll do some damage. But they could get a very big change on easy A. So I wouldn't solidify to how to build this unit yet. I just wouldn't. I would just clear the nodes if you have the excess stones. Like, personally, I'll probably remove some of these crit ones that have, like, the extra ones. Like, this crit here in the top right corner, I'll probably remove it for 1 stone and wait to activate it until we see an easy A for the unit. Probably the same thing with this crit node right here. I'd probably take that one off and just wait. And then probably this one too. And then probably this one. Because at the end of the day, I think that no matter what, I don't think that this unit's, like, his placement, his role, I don't think the role of this unit will change. I think no matter what, he's going to be a dodging unit that either does damage or supports at the end of the day. It's going to be one of the two. But he doesn't have any built-in addition, like, defense on Super. So unless they give him defense on Super after easy A, he's not going to need additional. He's just not. He's not going to need any additional if they don't give him defense on Super. So right now, even, additional doesn't really help this guy. So at the moment, I would say full dodge and then put the rest into crit, specifically, is the best way to build this unit. Theoretically, based on how they could build the easy A. David asks, how would you build Fizz Ribrianne EZA? I have an idea. I don't like Ribrianne. I'm sorry. I hate that character. I do. I really hate that character. I really hate that character. I find them to be very annoying. Find it to be a very annoying unit. Or very character, excuse me. But overall, like, it's a Peppy Gal unit. You're not going to use it in any serious content. Got built-in dodge. I'd say it's just a full dodge tank, honestly. Bias them aside about the character, I would say this is a dodge tank. I would say it's a dodge tank. Because it's already, after EZAing, they have dodge built in. Hold on. Where did it go? There it is. But after EZAing, because yeah, attack and defense plus 22% per key sphere obtained. So their defense is very, very reliant on how many orbs you get. So their defense is not reliable. But they also get a chance of evading enemies' super attack plus 22% per rainbow key sphere obtained, up to 88%. More than likely, you're only going to be able to get 3 of those rainbow key spheres at most on average. 4 if you're lucky. But 3 is probably going to be the average, so you'll be sitting around the 66% chance to dodge. So I would probably just give her full dodge in general. Just full dodge. Dodge tank and prioritize those. And then probably give her additional. I don't know if she actually raises... Yeah, because she's not going to do a crazy amount of damage. No, she's not going to do a crazy amount of damage at all. Not unless you grab the entire field of orbs. Like, there would be no reason to it. There'd be no reason to give her crit. She's not going to do a crap ton of damage. Wow. Alright. Fizz Extreme Broly World Tournament. Fizz Extreme Broly World Tournament. I'm assuming you're implying this guy. I mean, this guy's past his prime at this point, unfortunately. He's not the best World Tournament unit anymore. He's not necessarily a viable unit in any form of, like, outside additional content. He's primarily used for his AoE, in which that case is, like, a full crit build. Like, that's just the way you should build this guy, is full crit. I don't think he's really worth anything else at this point, is just an AoE nuking unit. That's all that he is this day and age. I've seen so many people go into stages and just straight up reverse him into this state because he still does AoE on his SSR, and you don't have to worry about him potentially transforming on the 4th turn of battle, which he does in AoE when he transforms. He actually loses the AoE chance. Or he loses the AoE when he transforms. So he actually loses the primary utility of using this unit at all. He can still do some decent damage, but his defense is just not good enough even after transforming. He could triple quad super, and his defense is still not good enough. So I would definitely say he's just a full crit. Utilize him for World Tournament or AoE-based events that you need an AoE unit for. Otherwise, he's just not really usable in current difficult content. Difficult, like Blue Zone and like post 9th anniversary Red Zone. He can probably still handle a decent amount of pre 9th anniversary content, except for Dismal Future Red Zone. But yeah, otherwise he's just there for critting with AoE. LR Yamcha has hit trillions for no reason. LR Yamcha is great. Personally, I build my LR Yamcha as a full crit unit because he just can hit like 25 to 30 million damage. Like, this unit's crazy. This guy's crazy. I give him full crit. Because that's what you want him to do. You want him to crit, and then you want him to dodge. But he hits crazy high damage numbers. Crazy high damage numbers on a Dragon Ball Saga team. The dude's really crazy. He's probably one of the hardest hitting free-to-play units in the game. He really is. He's probably one of the hardest hitting ones. I think he actually hits harder than the LR Broly Trunks. And I think he hits harder than the LR Pirates. Yeah, like I think he is the hardest hitting free-to-play unit. So I just give him crit because he just can hit such high damage numbers. Crit and then put the rest into dodge. 100%. 100%. Easy A, LR, Int Goku, and Piccolo? Oh! Easy A, where are they? I mean, they're not going to Easy A probably anytime soon. This is the way I originally built them. I don't know if it would change, because their kit can change pretty drastically. They do have already built-in additionals, which is why I had them built with critical in mind. I'm thinking on the day that this unit Easy A's, that they're just going to have loads of additionals built in. They're going to have lots of built-in, like, gain attack and defense per attack, potentially damage, a little damage reduction and guard. So I would say this is like a crit build unit no matter what. That should be a focus. And then probably additionals. Like, yeah, you could put in dodge. I don't know what they're going to get when they Easy A. I don't know. Their Easy A could completely change their unit. A lot of Easy A LRs do have their entire kit changed. So that is something to keep in mind. But as of right now, I wouldn't really change my build for them. This is how I would probably assume they will Easy A and how you should focus them anyways. Because they just have so many additionals built in. But yeah. Let's see here. Let's go down the list here. How about the STR Super Saiyan Brats? Can Tech Boo be exchanged for the autographs? I don't know. Let me get back to you on that STR Brats. They do periodically update. This. Yeah, you can get the Tech Boo right now. This is gold right here. This is gold. That's gold. Grab 3 copies and move on. Do not rainbow him. Don't rainbow this. Don't rainbow this. You don't need to rainbow it. Just get the 3 copies. Get Elder Kai's to get the super attack up. And then just move on. You don't need to rainbow World Tournament units. I would say don't, just because you don't know if they're going to drop from the SSR tickets if you ever pull them. So just save the autographs and just grab enough for the 2 dupe slots so that you can fully build their hidden potential. Yeah, they keep all of the units in here from the looks of it. They keep the units in here. So it's no rush to grab Tech Boo right now if you really wanted to. There's no rush. He'll still be here. He'll still be here next time. He'll still be here for however long. He'll still be here. So, no rush. No rush whatsoever. At least not in my opinion. Anyways, where was I? Oh yeah, the STR quote-unquote brats. STR brats. I assume they say brats, they're meaning Goten and Trunks. So this unit right here, I believe this was the banner unit for Majin Vegeta? For Saiyan Day Majin Vegeta? Is that what they were for? I swear they were a banner unit, right? I'm trying to remember exactly what they were from. Maybe I'm wrong on that. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. But anyways, they have dodge chance in first slot, built-in attack and defense. I mean, they build up attack and defense based on how many times they evade. Yeah, I mean, they're a full dodge unit. Full dodge and put the rest into crit, probably. Because they have built-in additionals already. They have built-in additionals, they have built-in dodge, and their primary use is to be a slot 1 dodge tank. I would definitely say that your primary source should actually be dodge. and then put the rest into crit. Do I have dupes? I do have 4 dupes. I just don't think I need to change the build right now. I'm gonna wait until the EZA. But as of right now, like if I had the slot open, I would probably change this crit orb right here to a dodge one. I would probably lower the crit down to about probably 14. I'd probably lower his crit to 14 and then increase his dodge. That's what I would do. Have the crit at 14 and then put the rest into full dodge. At least for right now. If he ever EZAs, whenever he EZAs, I think his kit could change pretty decently. They could actually just give him crit, for all we know. But as of right now, that's how I would change the unit, is just full dodge, and then put the rest into crit. Let's see here. Go down the list. How annoying was she on a scale of 1 to Sakura level? I didn't find Sakura actually that annoying, in all honesty. Sakura was, yeah, I wouldn't say she's early Sakura annoying, but I'd say if based on everyone's dramatization of how annoying Sakura is, I would 100% say she's more annoying than Sakura. I wish we could get a Fizz World Tournament Broly. STR Gogeta LR. My chat just reset, so I'm sorry if I dodged anyone. I'm back down at the bottom of the chat log now, so. Gogeta LR STR. I said that completely backwards. The LR Gogeta is a full additional build. You should be going full additional and then give him his anniversary orbs. I chose not to give him his anniversary orb for the defense because I don't think the defense matters. I don't think that this 400%, or not 400%, 400, this level 400 right here, I don't think that 400 defense will give him enough to matter because he's still dodge or die. He's still dodge or die unit in my opinion. But the idea with Gogeta is that you float him off or you try to grind him up to get more damage. And once he transforms, he just ends up dodging in that first slot. You want to hit 24 key to auto crit. And that's the thing. Is 24 key, you auto crit. Why would you give a unit that auto crits any crit? But it's an STR unit, you know? I don't know why they do this with STR units. But, yeah, he doesn't need crit. He should be giving him full additional so you can abuse the fact that he has that auto crit at 24 key and just go with that. That's what you should be doing. And then put the rest, theoretically, into dodge. I don't think he's worth changing the nodes for at this day and age, unfortunately. Just unfortunately. I would change his crit to dodge, though. I would change these crit hidden potential skill points into dodge. That's what I would do. Yeah, I would change his crit nodes into dodge ones and to just give him full additional. That's the way I would build him, personally. I can definitely see why people would want to have it built exactly like this, though. Just because, you know, he's not always going to be at 24 key. You do have to build him up to that 24 key point. It could take a turn or two. So I do understand the reasoning for wanting to give him more crit. I completely understand. But overall, he's a full additional build in my personal opinion still. Let's see here. Let's go up a little bit. LR Int Super Saiyan Goku Namek. That's full additional. Full additional. Easy. That's easy. I don't even have to think about that. It's full additional. As he is currently, I think I did give him a little bit of crit, didn't I? Yeah, I did give him a little bit of crit. But the thing is like, he performs a crit when there's an enemy whose name is Frieza. The difference between this Goku and Bardock's is that this Goku is usable outside of just fighting Frieza. He's usable outside of it. So there's an argument to be had to actually give him crit. There is an argument to be had. But overall, you want to build up his defense because he raises defense on his 12 key. On his 12 key super. So additionals do go very far. And I can promise you, once he easy A's, and he's going to easy A very soon, that they will turn that into a greatly raised defense, unless they're cowards. So you'll still want to be primarily an additional build with this LR Namek Goku. 100%, yeah. Definitely an additional build. But unless they give him more crit, then you might still want to put the remainder into crit as well. Because he does need to get hit. He does need to get hit one time to get a free additional super. So I'm hoping that whenever he does easy A, that they do give him like guard, or they give him some damage reduction, a quote-unquote fake intro inserted, like he gets maybe damage reduction for the first, like 50% damage reduction for like 3 turns or something. That would help out this unit a lot, you know? So that's what my thought process on it is. Like, he doesn't want the dodge necessarily. He does want to get hit, but he does... Once he gets built up, he doesn't need dodge. So, additional, and then put the rest into crit is my personal choice for this LR Namek Goku. LR Fizz Beastless Han. Beastless Gohan, you can choose how to build him in 2 different ways. But Beastless Gohan... You have to really pick or choose. The way I chose to build him was full additional and put the rest into crit. And I did that because he wants to do additionals. He wants to build up the rest of his passive, which he does get weaker after he loses his intro. And that's my argument, is that you want to get that 150% built up with each super attack performed as quickly as entirely possible, so that you're not suffering from losing the intro. There's Thunder? Oh, wow, crap. I have Thunder. I'm hoping the power's not going to go out, so just an FYI, if anybody's listening. Thunder just cracked for me, and I'm hoping the power won't go out. I don't think it will, though. Famous last words. But yeah, the way I have this guy built is I have him additional and then crit. I mean, if he additionals a bunch of times, he's not going to need the dodge, and obviously in a longer fight, you know, he's suffering. This is a short-term fight character, in my opinion. So I still feel like this works for me. This build works for me personally, but I can definitely see how a lot of people would say screw the crit and put the rest into the dodge and then still give him additional. It's entirely based on your playstyle. Entirely based on your playstyle. But this is my personal build for the physical Beastless Gohan. Let's go down the list a little bit. LR Yamcha or LRTN? I mean, LRTN, you know, he's still yet to get an easy A as of right now. Where is he? Where is my TN? What the fun? Am I blind? I'm blind. He's right here. Unfortunately, I'm not like afraid to give him different hidden potential because he's a free-to-play unit. He can actually do some serious damage, but right now, as the way his crit is, he doesn't need any crit, because once he easy A's, he's gonna get more built-in crit. He's gonna have additionals built in. So I mean, I don't know how you should build him right now, but he's a free-to-play unit, so you don't need to worry about how to build him just right now. Just build him however you feel. Because you're not using him right now. Nobody is. No, you're not going to use this unit. He's an epic unit, but you're not going to use him for anything else. But yeah, in the future, he's probably going to have built-in crit, and you'll just want to give him additional and dodge, probably. As a free-to-play unit, he can only go so far. So. Let's see here. STR Gamma. Ooh boy, you're all about to see a travesty right now. STR Gamma by Ignacio Suarez. I apologize if I brutalized your name, my dude. I am not very good with speaking as I am missing teeth. Which one is the better choice? Using the Redstone Dragon from the start of the 9th anniversary. I'm missing the Int Kid Buu on the STR Janemba for the 1st anniversary, which would be the choice to get. STR Super Janemba, 100%. Sorry, but I missed that one illustrious flip. But yeah, definitely go for that Janemba. Anyways, STR Gamma. I like Gamma. There's a lot of different ways to build him. I did not build him correctly. You can build this guy in a bunch of different ways. He's an interesting unit. But he's got a time limit. At least in this current content. Once he loses the intro, he can suffer a bit. But he does need to get hit. And he's still very good. He's still very good because he's got that 50% damage reduction, man. He's still got that 50% damage reduction. But he does have 30% chance to crit. And I would probably have to say that this unit should actually be like a full additional unit. Full additional, and then you put the rest into crit. The way that I have him built right now, I put crit into him because I wanted him to do damage. But he already has 30% chance to crit. He's not a damage dealer. He can do decent damage. He can do decent damage, don't get me wrong. But that's not his role. His role is to tank and then do a little bit of damage on the side. But the thing is, he wants to get hit, so you don't want to give him too much dodge. You really don't. I gave him a little bit dodge because I felt like it helped a little in the meta at the time. And I wouldn't give him more than 10. I really would not. I would not give Gamma 1 more than 10 dodge at most. But yeah, he already has built-in crit. I would really change any of the crit nodes that I have right now to additional, because the additional super to get that extra defense would just help dramatically. It really would. The additional defense would just help out a lot, in my personal opinion. And I solidify that, and I stick to that, and I'm committing to that comment. I would say additional would be a better suit for this guy, because his primary role is a tank supportive unit. Get him additionals to additional super and get extra defense. Make him tank, and then he can do a little bit of damage on the side, but otherwise, you might want to just float him off. Apologies for that, that music. Apologies for that. That 8-bit music just came out of nowhere and just probably blew up everyone's eardrums. I apologize. World Tournament STR Gohan build? Dang, that thunder is crazy. There's a lot of thunder right now. There's a lot of thunder right. Am I still connected right now? Holy crap sticks, there's 33 people in here. Hello. How's it going, everyone? How's it going, everybody? That's a lot of people. This is what happens when I don't pay attention to the analytics. 30. That's a lot of people. Appreciate you all being here. So World Tournament STR. I assume you mean High School Gohan. I assume you mean High School Gohan. High School Gohan should just be straight up dodge. And give him defense equips if you have the ability. He's not amazing. He's not terrible. He's good. But he's a very simplistic unit. And I mean, the damage reduction does go far, but it doesn't go like super far. Like you're not bringing this guy into blue zone content right now. I mean, you could, and as long as he has type advantage, I'd say you'd be fine. But overall, that damage reduction only gets him so far. And I would have to say you should 100% give him full dodge and then put the rest into additional. Because at the end of the day, he's not tanking a 3 million super. He's not tanking a 2 million super even. Well, he could potentially, depending on the team, on a 2 million super. It'd be very specific scenario and support. But overall, he needs to dodge supers. He can tank normals. He can take normals all day. In slot 2 or 3. But overall, he needs that dodge. He needs that dodge. How do you build STR Future Gohan 100% by stub? So Future Gohan, I'll be real. I just got Future Gohan with dupes. I just got Future Gohan with dupes. So I haven't even given him the hidden potential. So this is a perfect learning opportunity. This is a perfect learning opportunity for everybody. Because when I had him at 55%, I only gave him a little bit of additional, and that was it. Because it's kind of the way you wanted it. You wanted to give this guy more defense. He's a tank. That's his role. He is a tank. He does still. I mean, he's still very good. He's still very good. He's got the damage reduction for 5 turns. He's got that built-up defense, more damage reduction. But the thing is, once he loses that intro, and then if he manages to lose the domain, you can really feel him suffering a little bit. But he doesn't need crit. He doesn't need crit. You don't want to give him crit. You actually want to give him additionals primarily. Primarily, you still want to give this guy additionals because he does have the built-in crit. So that's kind of the way you just kind of want to go about it. Is you want to give him the additionals. But I can definitely see an argument for some crit in there. I can definitely see it. But let's see here. What's wrong? Hold on a second, guys. I'm sorry. I need to go look at my boy real quick. He's sleeping right now, and there's thunder, and it's raining. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. I'll be right back. Okay. Ugh. Alrighty then. Basketball? Everyone's playing basketball? Okay. Oops, sorry. Wrong glasses. There we go. There's the right glasses. Okay. So, once again, we're back to Stubbs' question on how to build STR Future Gohan. So, as far as how to build him, I'd still say he hasn't really changed much. You do want to kind of go for the more additionals, personally. He has his damage reduction for the 5 turns, and then he'll have his rainy days. With each attack form, reduce damage by 20%, another damage reduction 20%, when key is 18 or more. So he's kind of like, honestly, he's almost like Beast in a way, a very small way, except without the guard. Like, that's the major difference between this Future Gohan and Beast Gohan, is Beast Gohan has guard. If this guy had guard, then he would actually be just as good as Beast almost. Technically, anyways. It's just all the damage reduction and so forth. So, but he's got built-in additionals already. The thing that you have to just like make your choice of is, are you going to be hitting 24 key constantly while you have the Rainy Domain City up? Because that's the thing, is like, he's only getting that 24 crit chance when he has his domain up. He's not critting otherwise. So you have to make the choice. Do you give him crit so that he can crit outside of the domain usage? Or do you just give him additional and dodge and, you know, only crit and do damage when the domain is up? You have to make that choice on how you're going to use the unit. Otherwise, I can't really give a specific answer. Even right now, I'm like stumped a little bit when I'm thinking about it right now. Because at the end of the day, dodge would probably help a lot. But additional would give him more defense if he gets an extra additional go off. But then he additional so much, I want crit. So he's a very particularly built unit. It's really entirely up to you. I really, man, how do I build this guy? It's a very good question. It's a very good question. He greatly raises defense on 18. Let's see here. Let me see if I can, hold on a sec. Hold on a second here. Let me see if I can get damage calculations up real quick. Let me see if I can go find damage calculations real quick. Let me see if I can go find damage calculations real quick, because the damage or the defense that he gets is going to be exactly what we want to know. We want to know how much defense he's going to have on supers, because that's going to dictate what you should give him. Let me see if I can pull up. Okay, yeah, I can. Okay. So, I do have Halvard's calculations, and his defense is not that crazy. His defense is not that crazy. He does not have crazy freaking, he does not have crazy defense. So, I mean, even if he quad supers, 900k defense is just not a lot. 40% damage reduction does not go far with that. 40% does not go very far with 900k defense on additionals. So, to me, you have to choose, you know, how are you going to utilize him? Are you going to go for damage? Because if you go for damage, then you should just give him crit and additionals, straight up. But if you want this guy to be a tank, then you're going to need to give him dodge now. Because once you lose his intro, he loses a lot of his... He loses a lot of that damage reduction. Because for 5 turns, this guy's immortal. With like 60 to 80% damage reduction. For 60 to 80% damage reduction for the first 5 turns. You know, that can be pretty crazy. But that's only if he's like triple quad supering. So it's entirely user choice, you know, if you're going to actually go ahead and move forward with that. I would, oh boy. This is a hard one. Hard. It's really hard to choose what to give him. Because I really just want to give him, like, additionals and crit. Because I want him to do some damage. This guy does so many additionals that I really want him to do freaking... I want to see him crit, you know? That's my issue with this guy. Is I want to see him do some crit. Because he does so many additionals. I want him to do damage. Ichigo, how you doing? You have an avatar. Yes, you do. But this is one potential build you could go with, except minus the 4. You'd have 12 additional and 14 crit. I would say you could go for that if you want him to do more damage. Or you can potentially go for a more defensive build and choose to give him more dodge in a lot of placements. Just remember, dodge is not going to save you every single time. It's not. Dodge is not going to save you every single time. It'll only help you. It'll only help you go so far. So, honestly, the best way you can go is kind of more towards the additional and crit route. Because I think that's just the safest way to go. I just... Dodge always clutches. I wish dodge always clutched. I wish dodge always clutched, but it doesn't always clutch. It's entirely up to you. I need to run Gohan into some blue zones in the current content and see how I want to build him. But as of right now, I would probably still give him additional and crit. I really would. I would still give him additional and crit right now. Because I just don't think that... Dodge doesn't work for me. Dodge doesn't work for me. Dodge does not work for me. Dodge doesn't work for me. So... But it's entirely up to... That's a really difficult one. I need to do I need to remake a whole... I need to do the whole Vegeta style video for that future Gohan. I do. I need to make like a whole video for that, man. I need to do a whole video for that. What teams would Tech World Tournament be good on? Majin Power. Majin Buu Saga. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, that'd be probably about it. Now. Is 26 additional and 10 dodge good for tech UI? I mean, that sounds fine to me. It just means you're wanting that additional super to go off more than the dodge. He's already got plenty of dodge, so I don't think it's a bad one. Kudos to none. I don't think it's a bad... I think that's a good build. I think it's one of the good builds you can do. How's the Kiddo? Kiddo's good. Right now, I'm hoping that the Thunder is not going to wake Benji up right now. That's what we're kind of betting on. We're hoping that the Thunder's not going to wake him up, because it's Thunder and Lightning outside right now. LR, AGL, Trunks, and Gohan? Yo, I hate this unit. I hate and love this unit so much. I don't like this unit. He needed an easy A day 1. This unit needed an easy A day 1. Day 1, Chucky. This unit needed an easy A day 1. Because he's good, specifically like when you get here. And I think, you know, in the future, you know, if they actually decide to give him any defense, he could be very good because he's got damage reduction. He does have damage reduction. It's just getting him to this state and having more defense that will actually help. If he doesn't have defense, then he's not going to be that great. So, I mean, I wouldn't really give him anything right now if you have the option. Like, how many dupes do I have of this guy? I freaking... It's 2 dupes. I have 2 extra dupes of this guy, and I'm going to hold on to those until I see his LR EZA. But overall, the majority of people probably give this guy additional and dodge because he's got built-in crit. He's got built-in crit. So as soon as he actually does EZA, that chance of critical hit will probably go up. It probably will. Chance of reporting a critical hit, 8%. Reduced damage received by 8% with 5 or more key spheres obtained. And another additional crit, 8%, and damage reduction, 8% with 5 or more AGL key spheres obtained. So yeah, I mean, it's not a huge amount, but back in the day, it was quote-unquote a lot. And not by back in the day, I mean like 3 or 4 years ago. He's actually due for an EZA pretty soon. This unit could be very good. This unit could be very good if they give him a proper EZA in the future. Like, if this unit gets a proper EZA in the future, he could be good, but his whole kit is going to change. But at the moment, the safest bet is additional and dodge. That is the safest bet at the moment. I don't know if crit would really go too far, because I feel like he's going to get crit on EZA one day. So... That thunder is crazy right now, man. So I'm trying to look up the chat right now. King Phoenix asked, "Hey Joe, how would you build STR Vachito?" STR Vachito, in my opinion, is an additional build. STR Vachito, yeah. I think, where is he? I assume you're talking about this one, King Phoenix. I know the comment's a little back right now, but this is the one I assume you were talking about earlier. But this guy's a full additional build, in my opinion. And that's only because in his base state, he's building that additional up. That and the fact that he does have built-in crit chance. And because he has the built-in crit chance, I don't feel like he needs it as much. I do have... The only reason mine has crit is because that's just what he had. That's just what he had. This is just what he had originally. How many dupes do I have of him? I have no dupes of him. I have no dupes of him. So, if I had the chance nowadays, like, he still needs to get hit, right? I mean, this is... this guy hasn't really changed since he EZA'd. Ichigo. Okay, Ichigo, have a good one, man. Appreciate you. Go. Gotta go for a trek. Alright, dude. Have a good day and a good night, man. Appreciate you. Ash, how you doing, man? How's it going? How's Ash doing today? Donovan Yepes is a new subscriber. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. But yeah, at the end of the day, you want this guy to get hit. You want him to counter. You want him to crit. So I didn't really care to give him dodge because I didn't see any reason to. You can foresee the enemy super attack for 10 turns. How many fights have you been in that last longer than 10 turns? At least 10 turns from the point of when you transform this guy. Like, really. So I don't really see a reason to give him dodge because you can, well, you can avoid the super attacks. So why would you dodge when he's just gonna counter and then crit? Like, you know. So yeah, a full additional and then put the rest into crit is my personal opinion on how you should build the STR transforming Vachito, personally. Alone what, but you already... I do have a build for LR Future Gohan, and I still think that build is probably viable. But obviously it's old. It's an old video at this point. It's like a year plus old. It's going on a year old. You know, metas change. Metas change. And I'll do a rebuild of that. I apologize if it's just not up to your satisfaction, man. You know, I'll try to make a new one. We all got lives. This isn't my day job, unfortunately. If this was my day job, guys, if this was my day job, I'd already have that stuff out. I would have had I would have rebuilds monthly. I would have rebuilds on every banner. I would have plenty if this was my job. If I got paid enough to do this for a living, but I don't. So I have to pick and choose. And you know, once worldwide download starts, you know, I'll do rebuilds of plenty of the other worldwide download celebration units and units that'll be on the banner, and there will be other rebuilds. And Future Gohan is a tough one. Future Gohan is a very tough one because Future Gohan is kind of user preference. So, but yeah, I don't think my build choice has really changed too much with Gohan. I still feel like you should want to give him primarily additional on that Future Gohan. I understand the gripe, I do. But as you can see, it's even hard for me to choose. I only had him at 55%, and based on when I was using him at 55%, all I wanted more out of him was, I wanted more crit. I wanted more crit. I wanted more crit. That's all I wanted. And now, with the meta having changed and gotten more difficult, I have to reconsider the crit for a more defensive take, so that I can survive to do the damage. So it just, I have to do some tests before I can solidify that. I apologize. I will have a up-to-date video for that, though. I will, I promise. But anyways, Beast build, additional. Beast is additional. Mine has crit only because I only have 55% and I'm using his anniversary orbs. That's the only reason mine has crit. But yeah, you want defense orbs. You want those defense orbs, and you want additional for Beast. He doesn't need to dodge. Just because just because the 9999 freaking launch exists doesn't mean that you need to go full dodge with him. You don't need to go full dodge. But yeah, additional and dodge is the way to go still. You want to give him primarily additional, though. But dodge does work. Dodge can work for Beast if you so choose. But he does need to get hit like 8 times. So keep that in mind. If you give Beast dodge, he does need to get hit. He does. He absolutely does. I think people ignore this a lot, but Beast is, to me, yes, to me, Beast is still the #1 unit in the game, if not #2. You know, arguably he's #2, but you know, he does need to get hit. He does. He needs to get hit to build up. He does need to get built up. So just keep that in mind as you move forward with this guy, is that you do want him to get hit. So you just make all the Truth viewers left with that comment. That's fine. That's fine. I have no issues with that. Sniper Ranger, I have no issue with that. That's fine by me. You either watch because you genuinely enjoy my company and I enjoy yours, or you don't. Entirely up to you. Entirely up to you. Unfortunately, dodge doesn't work for me. The Truth stole all of my dodge luck. He absorbed all of my dodge luck. That's how the Truth rolls. He absorbs other players' dodge luck, and I have 0 left. I got 0 dodge luck left. He just took it all. How to build LR intelligence transforming Super Saiyan Future Gohan? What? Future Gohan? LR? What are you talking about? What? Transforming Future Gohan. I'm assuming you're talking about the TUR, not the LR. I'm assuming you're talking about this one, Milio. This is my build for Gohan. Yeah, I gave him pretty much additionals. He actually can do some damage. I could definitely see how people want to give him full dodge, though. I could definitely agree on full dodge with him. Full dodge is fine. But he does have built-in guard as long as you have Trunks with him. He's got damage reduction. He's a support unit. And he can actually do some damage. He can actually do some damage. That's why I did kind of settle and be okay with a little bit of crit into him. But overall, yeah, I mean, he's still kind of like a tank unit, so giving him full dodge is entirely up to you if you want to. I don't see any issue with it. Primarily, you know, crit wouldn't be a terrible thing, but does have 30% chance to crit already. I just don't think there's any reason to give him crit, and that's why there's still additional, because additional helps him in base. Additional helps him in base because he greatly raises attack and defense. But once he transforms, he doesn't get defense on super. He relies specifically on the damage reduction of 58%. So dodge helps him a lot in this case. And then the crit that you put in could, I mean, he's already got built-in crit, so the additional's just giving you more damage. So entirely up to you if you want to go for more of the additional route to do more damage with him as he tanks, because he can still tank pretty decently well. But overall, yeah, a dodge build is probably the better way to go. And that's why I still focused on it as much as I could. I just left over the crit at this point until I get more dupes. But yeah, this is one of those times where you could potentially change it. You could remove the crit chance, because I only got one of them right here. Like, I could definitely do that right now. That'd be fine, yeah. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Yeah, he only has crit right now because of two of the orbs that I have on him. I can flop out those orbs at any time. Let's see here. What do I have to work with? I don't really want to give him, like, crazy good orbs. I don't want to give him insanely good orbs. But yeah, additional and dodge is the way to go for this Gohan. You can kind of weigh your way out depending on how you feel about dodge in general. Me, personally, dodge does not clutch for me. It just doesn't. It lets me down a lot. So I typically lean towards the additional route more than anything. Alright. I'm gonna go back down to the chat. I gave my beast 6 dodge, actually, to possibly avoid... Yeah, no, that's fine, Ash. That's fine. You know, a lot of the time, a lot of units I used to have back in the day, I used to give a lot of units back in the day, like, a little minuscule amount of, like, 3 dodge or something like that. That used to be a common thing, by the way. It used to be a very common thing where players would just build a unit full crit or full dodge and then just give them, like, 3 dodge and give the rest to everything else. Like this LR Gobros is a fine example. This Gobros has 4 dodge. I have the 4 dodge on there just in case of that minuscule possibility of it going off, you know? There's nothing wrong with giving a unit like a 3 or 6 dodge. That's why when all the arguments came out with that Vegeta, that intelligence Evo Blue Vegeta for the level 5 dodge, you know, anything below a 10% chance to dodge, it just doesn't happen. You know, it's unlikely to happen. A 1 in 10 chance, it's just not likely to happen. So, LR AGL Super Saiyan Goku and Vegeta by Jamal Joseph. I'm kind of hoping that one day that they will easy A and be, like, absurdly good. Because I like this unit, but I went for a full additional build with them. And I primarily went full additional with them because you need to get attacks in. You want to get the morale boost. The morale boost, though, only goes off when you enter the next turn after performing 3 or more super attacks and receiving 7 or more attacks, receiving attacks 7 or more times in battle. So I really wanted to give them that additional to really plop that off as soon as possible. But it's also because they already have a chance to crit. 30% isn't crazy. It's not crazy. 30% isn't crazy. But at 24 key, they're auto-critting once they actually hit the morale boost. I don't see any reason not to just give them full additional, and then just put like a 3 dodge and a 3 crit. Don't see anything wrong with it. I don't see anything wrong with it. I feel like this is almost a perfect build for them because you want them to additional super. You want them to build up their defense. You want them to super attack in general. You want them to get hit, so you don't want them to dodge. And one day when they easy A, when they have the damage reduction, and they have more built up everything, this will be a very solid build even in the future for an easy A. I don't feel like there's any other way to build this unit. You can give them crit if you so choose. There's nothing wrong with it. I just feel like the performance of pre and post morale boost is so crazy, and I aim for the morale boost. I aimed for the morale boost. But don't they have a little bit of... Yeah, they still have a 30% chance to crit at 18 key in their base. So they still have a little bit of crit chance in general, even in base, if damage is what you're worried about. But in general, full additional and then, yeah, just full additional. Full additional for this unit, 100%. How would you build AGLR Skinny Boo? AGLTUR Skinny Boo? There's only one Skinny Boo, and he's not an LR. Full dodge. I don't even need to really discuss that at all. Yeah. Like, Skinny Boo is just a full dodge unit. You should just go full dodge and put the rest into additional. If for whatever reason you were meaning Super Boo, then Super Boo is a different story, though. If you were talking about Super Boo, not Skinny Boo, then Super Boo, this is my build. I don't see any reason not to just... Once again, that 3... Just what I was saying before. That 3 dodge. That 3 dodge, man. I give a unit full 30 evasion. Never happens. Never happens. Never happens. I give them this. It clutches for me. Randomly. Very randomly. But yeah. I give this guy full crit because his damage is insane. His damage is crazy. This is an older unit that can hit like 20 million plus 30, almost 30 million damage. I've seen this dude do crazy amounts of damage. He gets built up from taking damage. He's got built-in guard based on who you're fighting or just a chance to guard. This dude's solid in my opinion, and he needs to get hit. He needs to get hit 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. He needs to get 7 times in order to get fully built up on defense. He needs to get hit 7 times. If you were defending the Vegeta thing, where he needs to get hit to revive, it's the same argument here. He needs to get hit to be defensively good. He needs to get hit. That's my opinion. You don't have to. He has plenty of defense when he has guard and when he gets built up. He has plenty of it once he actually gets built up on a proper team. You're not rocking this dude on some random team. You rock him on a full Majin Power or Majin Buu Saga team, and that's how you use him. At the end of the day, also, he's an AoE unit. That's also the other thing is he's an AoE unit. You take him in the world tournaments or you take him into an AoE-based event, and then you watch him crit and attack and kill all enemies. The amount of times I've taken this guy into an AoE-based kind of like event or something that needs to be AoE'd, he just wipes the floor with everything. He does. That's my opinion. If you don't want to, don't do it. That's entirely up to you. I'm not the truth. I don't have freaking 15K freaking subscribers. I don't make money doing this. I'm not trying to deceive you. I'm merely giving you my opinion on how this unit works for me, how I use the unit, and that's the best I can do. If it doesn't work for you, don't build it that way. I didn't say that this is the 100% best build. This is the build that works for me. It's the build that works for me. Dodge doesn't do anything for me with this unit. Dodge does nothing for me for this unit. I want him to AoE and crit. And I want to see that 20 million plus damage do damage. That's what I want out of this unit. How's your Int 16 looking, the Easy A banner unit he dropped with AGL Gohan? The Easy A Int 16. I have not rebuilt him. I think I did have a video on him. I have not rebuilt this guy. He does greatly raise defense. He guards. I found him to be a little inconsistent because he wants to get hit. Let's see here. He has high chance of performing critically within the same turn to receiving attack. Reduces damage received by 16% when guard is activated, up to 48%. Plus additional attack plus 80%. And you see, that's the thing. It's that receiving and attack thing. Like, I wanted to give him full dodge, but he needs to get hit. So I had several occasions where I have, you know, I dodge too many attacks. He doesn't build up the damage reduction, and then I die. On a long-term basis of a fight, you know, as long as he takes those hits over time in like a 2 to 3 turn process, he's fine. You know, he's reliable enough. I wouldn't say he's slot 1, but he's very good. He's very underrated. Yes, for sure. He's definitely underrated, 100%. But yeah, I've had times where he just dodges too much and he doesn't build up fast enough, and that's where it kills. That's where it gets me. That's where it gets me. But otherwise, yeah, no, this would be another full dodge instance. You know, once again, like I said with the whole Vegeta thing, evasion is only a 1% chance. That's a 1% chance. So this right now, as it stands, my 16 at the moment, level 5, only has a 5% chance to dodge. That is it. That is it. 5% chance. If I went full dodge on him, level 20, he's got a 20% chance to dodge. That means that 1 in 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 1 in 5 attacks, he will dodge. 1 in 5 attacks, he theoretically should dodge. 1 in 5 attacks. So, I mean, even that minuscule amount, like, full dodge is still the way to go for this unit. Like, ignore the fact that my build is wrong with him. Because this is a unit, this is one of those times where it's like, yeah, I should rebuild him. There's no reason he should have all this crit. There's just no reason he should have all this crit. There's no reason for it. There is no reason he should have all this crit. There is just zero reason for him to have all this crit. He does not need this crit at all. He doesn't need it. He does not need this crit. Like, he came out such a long time ago, I mind you. He came out so long ago, you know? This is such an old... well, he's pretty old at this point. So, like, you know, your build was definitely not going to be 100% accurate back in the day. So, yeah, this is more the area I would arrange to. Is I would give him, you know, a dodge and then give him the additional. The additional can go very far. The additional can go very far because he greatly raises defense. That's a 50% increase on his defense. That's a huge buff to his defense. That's a good freaking, what, 200, 300k extra defense buff on super? That could be a very clutch thing with his damage reduction as high as it is, you know? So yeah, I mean, the additional can definitely help him as well. But defensive orbs in this case can also help out pretty well. I don't use him a lot. That's why I don't have any, like, crazy equipment on him. I just work... every time I've used him, I just work with what he's got. So, overall, he's solid in general. But yeah, full dodge for this boy should be your ideal choice, and then put the rest into additional. Or, you know, split it off like I do. It's entirely up to you. Like 5 years? Yeah, I think he's pretty close to that. I think he's about roughly 5 years. Hold on a sec here. I think he is about that old. Yeah, he was from 2019. August 2019. August 2019. That's how old this guy is. So yeah, he's 5 years old. Yep, 5 years. I'm rocking 6A, 26 dodge, 600 defense equipment. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty dang good. He must perform excessively well for you. Int Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Int Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Yeah, I don't know about... See, that's another unit that needs an easy A at this point. Like, he used to be very good. He used to be pretty crazy good when he released. I was hysterical on trying to pull this guy when he released. When he released, I wanted this unit so bad. I wanted him so bad on release. I wanted this unit so bad. Gogeta is fun. Gogeta was fun back then. If he easy A'd... I mean, if he easy A'd, he could get anything. He could be completely different. I mean, the safest thing you can do with this unit is full additional. That's the safest thing you can do for the potential of the future, is give him full additional. Kind of close to what I have right now. You know, for the future potential easy A, I would give him full additional. Maybe one day when he easy A's, he'll have some guard or damage reduction. I gave him a little bit of crit because, once again, I don't like attacks effective against all types. I don't feel like it does anything. I don't feel like attacks effective against all types is anything. I don't feel like it's anything. I really don't. I wish I did, but I just don't. So for a unit like this, especially back then, on release, you know, crit went a little bit. It went pretty far. But at the end of the day, he greatly raised his defense on super. A future easy A with this guy, additional is the safest way to go about him. I don't think he's going to easy A tomorrow, unless we have a GT worldwide download celebration. But yeah, I would say additional is the safest way to go for him right now. I mean, once again, if this unit easy A's, his entire kit could change, and I could be completely wrong, and maybe he has built-in additionals and crit, and he just needs dodge. I don't know. It's entirely up to you at that point for a unit like this that is waiting for an easy A. A unit that's waiting for an easy A is typically up to the person. There are some units in here. I have some units in my freaking library of freaking units that I just have not touched on their hidden potential. Hold on. Sorry, it takes a while to get down here. There is some units that I just don't touch on their hidden potential, like this Goku right here. I don't touch the hidden potential nodes because they're not useful in current content of the game. If they're good for category based, then, you know, the little bit of hidden potential nodes, like the actual, like, skills, won't matter that much. They're just there. So there's certain units, I won't give them these nodes because they're not relevant. So, in the case of Intelligence Gogeta, he's waiting for an easy A. He's not relevant to the current difficult content in the game right now, and he can just be as is at the moment. But if you have to give him hidden potential nodes or skills, I'd say the safest is additional. Attacks effective against all types is nothing compared to crit. Agreed. Almost at 20 million points in World Tournament, King Phoenix. Congrats, my man. Congrats. Broly Trio build. I already did a Broly Trio build, but that's fine. That's the point of this stream. People ain't gonna like my build, but this is how I have them built. I do need to change their build. So with the Broly Trio, you have to decide on how you're going to use this unit. You have to decide on how you're going to use this unit. This is a unit that requires orb management. Orb management. Based on your orbs and how you manage them, this unit can be the most broken, crazy unit. No, you're good. You're good, Carl. You're good. You're good. Don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. That's the whole point of the stream. That's the whole point of the stream, is to try and help people build their units. I'm not gonna do this again. I'm gonna do this one time. This is the one time on a stream that I'm gonna do this. Otherwise, on future streams and so forth, I'm gonna be like, go check out the video, go check out the video, go check out the video, or I'll go write it down to make the video. That's how that'll go in the future. So don't apologize. This unit is an orb managing unit. You orb manage this unit for 7 key spheres. Every single time they appear, they will be insane to you. Absolutely insane. If you prioritize orbs with this unit, they are just the most solid unit almost on the team. Because they have auto dodge. Because they have auto dodge at 7 key spheres. I can't stress that enough. You want to give them 7 key spheres, and they auto dodge. And in that case, I would 100% tell you to just give them full crit. Just give them full crit. Because that's the only thing that they're like truly lacking. Like, and even then they're like not lacking it necessarily. But the idea of this unit is that it's a supportive unit. It's a support dodging tank unit, a dodge tank. So you want to get the orbs, you want to get the 7 key spheres. You want to get either the AGL and STR orbs for damage, or the tech and intelligence orbs for defense, or just grab the 7 physical key spheres so that you can actually just, dodge, if that's the easiest way to get it for you. And then, of course, he has damage reduction. He's already got built-in chance to dodge. The only thing this unit doesn't have is crit. Like, that's the only thing this unit doesn't have. And the last part of his passive, when he actually orb changes the entire field, this unit, this unit can hit like 30, 40 million damage. Like, when he orb changes the whole field, you get that free heal. The damage is insane. And I just feel like the best thing you can do with this unit is orb management. And give him full crit and put the rest into additional. But if you want to play it safe, this is the build that I chose because I felt like it was the safest. Now, personally, I think I'd rather dial back on like one of the additional spheres and give it a little bit more crit. Personally. Like, I would rather give him a little bit more crit on just on a straight up even slate with like this. But honestly, you should just be changing these dodge nodes into like crit or something and just orb manage. Because if you can orb manage with LR Broly Trio, you don't need to worry about his defense. You don't need to worry about giving him dodge because he'll auto dodge. Auto dodge is a strong function. It's a strong function. I have seen people bring this guy into the hardest fights in the game before Easy A and get out scot-free because they gave him 7 orbs every single time. So, I mean, it's entirely all about orb management. It is 100% orb management with this unit, in my personal opinion. It's orb management. Completely and utterly orb management. That is how this guy is. Orb management. Manage them orbs. Manage them orbs for 7 orbs every single time. And you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. You cannot go wrong if you orb manage properly. If you orb manage properly, give him 7 orbs, you just throw crit onto him and watch him do damage while he auto dodges everything and supports the team, and he's fantastic. So, it's a skill level with this guy. It's a skill level. It really is. I feel like it's a skill level with this LR Broly Trio. Get 7 orbs. Get 7 orbs or die. Because he is a dodge or die unit. This is a dodge or die unit. He does have some damage reduction built in. True, he does. But at the end of the day, unless you're taking the entire field, he pretty much is a dodge or die unit, and you want those 7 orbs. You just need those 7 orbs, really. You really do. But yeah, that's my opinion. That's my opinion on using the unit. You can, by all means, just give him full dodge and give him additional and let him dodge and additional to build up his defense and just let him be a supportive unit. But I feel like because the potential damage is there, that I would prefer him have some crit. I really would. I would rather orb manage and give him crit. That's what I would rather do. I would rather do that. But anyways, side banner units bring the praise for easy A's. Build him up. Int Kaba is garbage. I don't think even an easy A will save this unit. Where is this Int Kaba? Where is Int Kaba? I gave this fool full dodge because I have 0 hope for him. I gave him full dodge because he's garbage. Pure garbage. Pure garbage. Attack and defense 6% per universe survival saga ally. I mean, at least he's a... I mean, at the end of the day, he's a supportive unit that gives Universal Survival Saga keep plus 3 attack and defense plus 40%. But overall, he's got nothing, man. I don't know what an easy A could do for him, but overall, this unit's garbage. Pure garbage. Pure garbage. I wouldn't even give him the hidden potential orbs. Nope. Wouldn't even give him the hidden potential orbs. If I was just an average player, I'd just grab this unit, I'd awaken him, and I'd let him sit in my box and collect dust. Yep. Because I don't feel like he has any use in the game. I feel like the free-to-play tech version of this... I feel like the free-to-play tech Kaba is more useful than this guy. 100%. 100%. Garbage unit. Garbage. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I went off a little bit there. Lone Wolf at 7 a.m. in the EU. 7 a.m. in the EU. LR AGL baby. You are Fizz Piccolo. LR Bojack. You are STR. Jeebus, my dude. If I can get at least 1 hidden potential would be nice. People that ask about units, he made a video less than a month ago. Do you... Relax. It's okay. 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 Okay. Hold on a sec. I will try to skim through some of those. STR Bojack. I don't have a build for Bojack right now. Bojack needs to have an easy A. Bojack needs an easy A yesterday. I mean, this is not a build for him. He's old at this point. He needs to have an easy A. He needs an easy A. At the end of the day, though, he is a support unit before transforming. He does have a medium chance of additional supering. Yeah, I mean, his build could entirely change completely on easy A, so I can't even recommend a build for you. But at the moment, he is purely a supportive unit in his base state because he's supporting space traveling warriors. So, I mean, if you absolutely don't want to wait, like you really don't want to wait, give him just additional and dodge. Like that's the only way you can build him safely. But as of right now, he needs an easy A, and there's no reason to give him your hidden potential nodes. There's no point in giving him hidden potential orbs right now. There's not. There's no content in the game that he is mandatorily needed for, in my personal opinion. As of right now, he's replaceable. Let me go back up to Lone Wolf's comment. So LRAGL baby. LRAGL baby. LR baby is currently a good villain unit. He can be used in a lot of slew of different content. I wouldn't say like you're going to use him in blue zone. You can use him in certain red zone fights. You know, You can definitely use him for GT content, but primarily you want to abuse the fact that he's got 40% crit chance in against pure Saiyans and hybrid Saiyans. You really want to abuse that. He does have the built-in dodge, but yeah, you really want to abuse the fact that he's fighting pure Saiyans or hybrid Saiyans. And that's how you want to use him. You don't want to use him just fighting whatever. You want to use him specifically for what he's good against, and that's pure Saiyans and hybrid Saiyans. So ignore the fact that he won't crit otherwise. Give him full additional. And then honestly, I would even move the crit into the dodge section. Currently, I'm fine with a little bit of crit left over. I don't use him a lot right now, so I don't feel the need to do that. But you can 100% just go full additional and then pick or choose your crit or dodge, entirely up to you at that point. But I feel like LR Baby's a full dodge build. Fizz Piccolo is a full, or not, I said full dodge. I meant full additional build. Full additional build for Baby. Full additional build for Baby. This is how I would build him. This is how I would suggest it too. Full additional. I keep saying dodge. But yeah, full additional build for Baby. Piccolo, I hate that unit. I hate this Piccolo so much. You see that big level 30? You see this? You see that? I've seen that go off maybe 5 times. Maybe 5 or 10 times total. That is the ideal way to build this fool. Is to go full additional, build up his defense. You know, because he foresees enemy super attack. He foresees the enemy super attack at 77%. You want to build him up, get his defense up, transform him, and then once you transform him, he's got the scouter effect, he's got the damage reduction, and, you know, then he's just fantastic. So, and he's already got built-in chance to crit right here. So I feel like he's a full additional build no matter what. But at the same time, this fool does not freaking additional. He is never additional for me. But this is the correct build. This is the correct way to build him, is full additional and then put the rest into crit or dodge, entirely up to you. You can also split it off. You can go like a kind of like healthy, even, additional, and dodge. You can also do that. I wouldn't say that'd be a wrong build choice. But, I mean, you're not taking him into the craziest, like, content as of right now, by any means necessary. Like, you're not taking him in the blue zone or anything like that. So, but either way, you know, additional is the way to go. Because you want him to build up that defense, and, yeah. So, anyways. Let me... LR Int Bojack. LR Int Bojack is kind of a dead unit. I hate to say that. I really do. Because I like Bojack. I think Bojack is a cool unit. I think he is. Unfortunately, I just don't think he's worth it. I mean, he's just not good. He can tank decently well. He really can. In certain specific content. As of post 9th anniversary, he's pretty much a dead unit. You know, if you're going against a tech unit, if you're going against a tech boss, if you're taking him into Ultimate Clash / Battlefield, I feel like you can use him as a slightly decent tank that's a space traveling warrior, kind of supporting unit. But overall, like, I feel like they really, like, other than raw stats, like, he's not that crazy. I really wouldn't know how to... My rule of thumb is if they can't go into the hardest content in the game, that you build them for what they can go against. And in this case, you know, he does actually raise allies' attack, extreme allies' attack by 40% if he gets his 18 key super off. But he's just raw stats, and he's orb changing. And that's it. So, I mean, with only raw stats and orb changing, that puts him into a supportive role, not necessarily anything else. So you either float him off, or you take him against a tech fight, and then he just kind of let him do his thing. I haven't found any reason to really change any of his hidden potential nodes because he's not useful for anything, really. So it's entirely player choice, but if I had to make a build for him right now, I would probably have to say ignore the crit, give him full dodge and additional, maybe sit around the level 9 additional, and give him the rest into dodge, because that's just what he is now. He's just an orb changing, tanky-ish intelligence LR unit. So yeah, I really couldn't say anything else about him. He's past his prime. He's past his prime. Very unfortunate, but he is. Yeah, there's a lot of dead units, but in the case of Int Bojack, you know, like, if he actually had something else in his kit that was useful other than the orb changing, you know, like if he had additionals, if he had crit, if he had built-in dodge, you know, he'd have something to, you know, really pick and choose from the hidden potential. But in his case, he's just trapped to being a tanky-ish raw stats defensive unit, and he's not even really defensive. That's the thing. He's only defensive because he can have some good raw defense, but raw defense doesn't get you anywhere in this day and age. So he's just kind of a dead unit. You can build him however you wish, but personally, the only thing I use him for is category boosts now. Category boosts or LR Battlefield. I just take him into Battlefield. Battlefield Ultimate Clash. That's all I bring him into at this point. Really. That really is all I use him now. So his hidden potential is largely irrelevant. Yeah, no, exactly, Ash. Defensive mechanics didn't hold well once bosses passed 1 million, yeah. Could you explain how to build the LRGT Duo? LRGT Duo, huh? LRGT Duo. Do you mean LRGT Trio? You talking about the trio? Talking about the trio. Because if you're talking about the trio, that makes sense. I mean, as far as the trio goes, they're kind of all... They're not a dead unit per se, but they're definitely not super duper useful for a large portion of content. You think he means the GT, Vegeta, and Goku? Oh. I already went over them earlier. I already went over the GT Duo earlier. I mean, the GT Duo is full additional, just like the 7th Anniversary Gods. Yeah, I mean, the 7th Anniversary units are full additional. They are built the same. They are built the same. Yeah. Oh, okay, the 8th anniversary. The 8th anniversary. Gotcha. You mean these guys. Nobody's gonna agree with my build here. Nobody's gonna agree with my build. Nobody's gonna agree with my build. I'm about to start a flame war right now. Everyone's about to, like, pop up pitchforks. They're all about to have pitchforks on me right now. Y'all gonna have pitchforks right here. Yeah, you're all gonna have pitchforks right here. Okay, okay. Would anyone believe me if I told you that I still can't get the Spirit Bomb to crit? I still can't get the Spirit Bomb to crit like this. I still can't get the Spirit Bomb to crit. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I still can't get that dang Spirit Bomb to crit. I'm telling you, I still can't. Okay, at least I'm not crazy. At least I'm not super crazy. I'm glad that y'all are, like, y'all on my side here with this crit. I'm super glad. I'm super glad to see everyone is along with me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, this is my preference with the GT Bomb Duo. The GT Bomb Duo is to me, they're here, especially even nowadays. You know, you go for the crit because you want the bomb to go off and you want it to kill. That's the idea, is you want that bomb to go off. I'm going to get reported by the FBI or something. Here, please don't. Please, FBI agent, leave me alone. But you want the GT bomb to go off. You want the GT bomb to go off. You want it to nuke. You want it to kill. That's the whole purpose of this unit, in my personal opinion. I don't think it's changed. And if you don't have multiple dupes with them, like if you don't have 2 dupes, it's really hard to suggest anything other than giving them additional, because if you only got 1 slot open and you can't get that high of a crit chance, you're not gonna feel the GT bomb going off, you know? You want the crit, but with less dupes, it's really difficult. Like 55% GT Bomb Duo feels like crap. This unit at 55% feels like crap. I hate this unit at 55%. 55% GT Bomb Duo makes me cringe. Because that's what I walked away with on the anniversary, was I got this unit at 55%. And for the entire time that I used them, you know what I did with them? I floated them. I floated this unit at 55%. At 55%, I floated it. I floated it off because it just did nothing for me. Ugh. Let's see here. You finally got unbanned. Why were you banned in the first place? Challengers, what'd you do, my dude? How you doing? Obviously better that you're unbanned. Baba Yaga. How you doing, man? We have to go look at Baba Yaga. Okay, I'm sorry. We got to take a break here. We got to break from the hidden potential. We have to go look at Baba Yaga's world tournament score, because every time I see Baba Yaga, I expect this dude in like top 10. Every time I see Baba Yaga, this dude is like, what? Baba Yaga has been on the grind. Holy crap sticks. What? Whew. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the #1 world tournament player in the chat. We have the #1 player on World Tournament Global in the chat. He's taking it home, boys. He's taking it home. You said very bad words in comments. That's fair enough, challengers. Baba Yaga's in your logos? Oh, you're doomed, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, you're doomed. You're never taking that #1 spot, because, man, Baba Yaga taking that #1 placement in the world tournament. I had to stop the hidden potential stream portion right here. We gotta give it. Keep it going, man. Good luck. Keep going for that 24 hours, man. I hope you at least can take a nap or something. How close is this guy on your heels, though? 560? Oh, wow, but he's not that far away on points. The points difference isn't that large. Dang. That points difference isn't that large, though. 600 wins, though. That's crazy. The fact that Baba Yaga even has time to be like, hey, what's up? Dang, he's taking it home all right. He's going to take that title, and he's going to be like, woo! Good luck to you, Baba Yaga. Good luck, my man. Good luck. I hope you get that #1 placement, my dude. I hope you get it. You got this. You got it, Baba Yaga. You got it. And there's that freaking theme song switching up again. Technically, this is the 8-bit theme song for one of the Dokkan units. I just don't remember which one. Just give it to him. It's over, bro. Be astonished if anyone can recognize. If Chucky was here, he could probably potentially recognize the 8-bit version of this song and say who it's for. Is Goku AGL Vegeta? You might have been right on that last one. AGL Blue Gogeta? Dang, he was on it on like white on rice. Dang. Chucky's got it down. Chucky, I gotta ask. Is your ears the Shazam app? like I gotta ask if Chucky's ears is like the straight up Shazam app, because every time a Dokkan song comes on, he just freaking knows. He just knows. He just knows, man. Okay, I know everyone can recognize this one, even though it's 8-bit. Rip your stamina, Baba. For real. Nah, he's probably got loads of meat. I also might be able to sneak into 1 billion points. You got 24 hours. 24 hours, huh? I think you could do it. He could just, it'd be this close. It'd be like this close to the finish line, man. But you could definitely hit that point. You could definitely hit it, Baba Yaga. You could definitely hit that 1 bill. 1 billion points. You're stuck at 130, Bringer? Dang, man. That's still a good placement. You know, I'm giving Baba Yaga praise, but honestly, if you're in the top 200, you're in top 150, top 130, that's still crazy. That's still insanely crazy, man. You should be proud. I study the OST thoroughly, even the newer ones, but yes, I do have Dokkan Shazam ears. STR Bojack, yep. He got it. He got it. This is STR Bojack's theme. I'll go play the actual STR Bojack theme now, and you can kind of like compare it a little bit. Gotta find it. Uh-huh. Now y'all can hear it. Love his OST. I hope he gets an easy A soon. I really hope he does. 24 more hours of torture. On a side note, Tech World Tournament Goku, I built him full dodge. Not how I would build him, but that is a build choice. That is entirely up to you, my dude. That is a build choice a lot of people have gone with. My local number 2 woke up and is going now. Oof. This is how I was introduced to your streams, Joe. I guess the Dokkan OSTs. That's true, that's true. That's true. That's true. I'm glad to still have you around, my dude. Okay, let's get back to the builds. Good luck, Baba Yaga, if you're still watching. Good luck. You got number 1, man. I believe in you. Don't believe in anybody else. Believe in the you that believes in the me and me in the you. Guru Nagan, row, fight the power. You got this, man. Anyways, let's get back to those builds. In LR Triku, Jamal Joseph. So, once again, it's going to be the same... I'm gonna get that one dude from earlier is probably gonna yell at me. He's probably gonna yell at me. That's fine. That's fine. It's fine. Once again, I'm going to tell you all this right now before I click on Triku. Remember, my build suggestions, they're just suggestions. You can build the unit however you want. They're suggestions based on me getting through the game. I've completed the majority of this game's content with what I have. This is just my suggestion. That's all. I built Triku with a primarily full additional build. Or a full dodge build. For a full crit build. I said everything except for the actual thing. Full crit. Yeah, I went for a full crit build with him. Because the only thing I'm using this guy for is his AoE. That's the only thing. And unlike Super Boo, he doesn't really have any defensive mechanics. So, like, the only thing you should be using this guy for is content that you need his AoE ability for. That's it. That's all that he's useful for. He's not useful for Red Zone. He's not useful for Blue Zone. No. He's useful for the AoE. That's what he's useful for. You don't use freaking LRSTR Broly in any other content other than World Tournament. Unless you have type advantage or something in some random other event. But, you know, that's what he's used for. He's 100% used for his AoE. So therefore, crit. Crit. I want that AoE to crit and kill everything. That's his whole purpose. That is his purpose of being. That's the purpose of what I use him for. And that's my suggestion for his build. Full crit, and then put the rest into additional. Because I'm not taking him into the content where he's going to die. No. I'm taking him into content where he's going to mop the floor with every single little extra enemy. That's what I bring him in for. I bring him in to kill. to murk more than one unit. That's what he's used for. So I never worry about my locals. Exactly, Baba. I know Baba yet doesn't worry about his locals. So he can be used in World Tournament. 100%. 100%. He's slow, but you can 100% use him for a World Tournament. Yep. I feel like I missed a build in here somewhere. Fizz Goku AGL Vegeta. Fizz Goku AGL Vegeta is a unit that I feel like I am not comfortable giving a build for because it needs an easy A. I have not given this unit. Remember what I said earlier? If you were here, remember I said there's certain units I don't give them the hidden potential orbs. I don't give them these nodes. I don't, because I'm waiting for them to easy A. I'm waiting for this unit to be useful. I'm waiting for him to be relevant. And right now, this unit right here is not relevant. He is not relevant to any sort of form of content. He is literally just an LR in my box that I could use for a category boost, and that's it. That's all this guy is used for. So as of right now, I wouldn't give him anything. And I literally haven't. Because he's not useful. He's not useful right now. When he gets an easy A, I'll make a build then. When he actually gets an updated kit. But as it stands right now, there's nothing to really give him. His whole purpose in the show was tanking and stalling. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, I even have dupes. I even have dupes of this guy just waiting. Like, I have dupes of him waiting for coins. There's nothing to use him for right now. But yeah, like, I got no purpose for this boy yet. I can't suggest a build. I'm sorry. I cannot suggest a build for him because there's no purpose to using him right now. Yeah. I'm sorry. There's just not. There's just really not. There's not a safe build either because he doesn't have anything. Have to head out, Ash? Alright, man. I hope you have a good day and a good night. Take it easy, alright? Good luck to anyone that's doing the 21 race. I almost forgot about that race. Hold on a sec. That was close. So if anyone doesn't know, I do have a, in kind of spirit of DBC Archie, and this because he's no longer doing races. Archie has stopped doing Dokkan races. appreciate him for always doing races before. But as of now, he has stopped. So he made this post and he was like, just waiting for someone to post a race that he can take a part in. So I was like, okay, bet I'll do it myself. And I think I literally did that too. I literally posted the freaking, like, fine, I'll do it myself. And that's what I did. So we have there is a Dokkan race if you want to take part in it. You do not have to if you wish to. But it's just fighting the level 1 versus Master Roshi in the Super Magnificent Battle. There's no restrictions other than you have to beat the stage with an Android 21 on your team. If you want to go ahead and go do that, I will be announcing the winners on stream next week on next Saturday. And yeah, so good luck on those times if you so wish to. It expires next week on Friday. But yeah, go ahead and go take a look at that. Also, if you enjoy that 21 art, go ahead and go take a look at Santi Draws on Twitter. You can go check that out on my Twitter right now. Anyways, back to the builds. Physical Goku Black build and LR AGL Nappa Vegeta. LR Nappa and Vegeta I treat as a World Tournament unit only. I'm going to tell you that right now. This unit is a World Tournament unit to me. I don't view it as anything else. It can be used for something else. If you choose to only use it as a World Tournament unit like myself, I would suggest crit. Because you want that AoE, you want to crit, you want to kill everything. That's the point of World Tournament. That's the point of an AoE unit, is to attack multitudes of enemies. So, in my personal opinion, you should just give them crit, let them do their AoEs, and move on. If you are someone that wants to attempt to utilize the Vegeta function of this unit, then my next suggestion would be additional primarily, and then choosing to put the rest into whatever you so see fit. That would be my suggestion on that. But that's also why this unit has additional still in the unit. I haven't really given them any skill orb equipment because I don't feel like they're really worth it otherwise. This is purely a World Tournament unit to me personally. So, crit build if you're going to use it for World Tournament. Additional focused, and then put the rest into whatever you feel personally better suited towards for any other content. Let me see here. Physical Goku Black build. That is a full additional build, primarily, if I remember correctly. Yeah, Physical Goku Black is definitely a primarily additional build, and then put the rest into dodge. Or if not, full dodge build, actually. Full dodge is probably the better way to go, but I've found that this build works for me. Specifically, I probably can remove that crit, actually. I think I'm going to do that right now, because I don't have any use for the crit. Because he's got built-in crit, man. This unit can get to a full, like, auto crit point. It just depends on how many attacks they take. But either way, this unit does not need crit. It's just not something the unit needs. But yeah, it's a full dodge or additional unit. That's what Phys Goku Black is. He doesn't need any crit. He doesn't need crit. None whatsoever. At the end of the day, you either use this unit to nuke, which if you're going to use this unit solely only for nuking, then obviously you want crit, because then you don't have time to build up, and that's the problem. You know? So, like, if you want to nuke with this unit, you need to go full crit. Because in the case of... okay, so the thing about this unit is like, he needs to get hit 3 times to get a 20% chance to crit. Now, this is every time. There's no cap. So that means 3 attacks in, he has 20% chance to crit. 6 attacks, he has 40%. He gets hit 9 times, he has a 60%. 12, 80, and then 15, 100% chance. So he can potentially get to 100% chance to crit, and that's why I don't put crit into him. And I primarily use him as an orb changer. That's the other thing. This unit is an orb changer at the end of the day to me. He's not really meant to do anything else. I can do damage with him. I can do damage. Damage is an option. But at the end of the day, he's a supportive unit, and that's how I treat him. I give my units roles based on how I want to use them. You can use Goku Black in multiple ways. If you want to give him dodge and crit, that's completely viable. Because then the dodge, you know, it just can maybe save your butt. But then the crit can potentially make it so you can nuke. Or if, depending on the fight you're in, you can potentially nuke with him anyways. It just really depends. It depends on the user. This is a moment where I would probably suggest going to my how to build for him. I don't remember if my how to build for this guy is updated. That might be something I should do in the near future, is update my how to build for this guy. And I might do that. I might actually update it, but because there's two ways to build him. You either build him as a supportive unit like I have right here, where he's dodging and additionaling for defense, and you're just waiting for the ability, his crit, to go up as the fight goes on, or you want to use him as a nuking unit solely, and then you just want to give him more crit so that he can potentially nuke in certain events. So it's entirely up to the player, though. LR Super Saiyan Trio, Trunks, Vegeta, and Goku. That's an interesting one. So where is mine? So mine is only at 55%. And based on my time with this unit, at 55%, using 100% friends, using a JP account with this unit, I can tell you, majority of the time I ever use this unit, I want him to crit more, and he just never does. The thing is a lot of players rely on the active skill for this unit, because once you activate the active skill, all attacks become critical. But the thing is, it's only for that turn. So, I mean, there's several units that take advantage of this, like the LR Future Gohan. This is another LR Future Gohan instance. You have to pick and choose how you want to use the unit. Once again, this is a unit where they can go off on one turn because of their active skill will let them auto crit. All the rest of the time, though, their damage could be very low, it could be mediocre, it could just be not enough. In my personal experience, this unit is crazy constantly, and they are a glass cannon, and that's how you should utilize them. I feel like this is a unit you should be going full crit into and just orb managing to get as many int key spheres as possible, because that's how their passive works. Is that with more int key spheres, the more additionals you can potentially do. So you want to get the int key spheres, you want to have crit so that you can do damage. This unit does crazy damage. When this unit released in December, the events that followed for the next several months, even after 9th anniversary, this unit has just been used for a very large amount of stuff that you can just go into the fight. You can beat the crap and tar out of a lot of fights because they just do so much damage. So, I mean, this is a glass cannon unit, and I feel like you can only choose to go two ways. You either give them critical, or you give them like full dodge or additional. That's it. Those are your only options, because you're either going for the damage usage of this unit, or you're just gonna kind of let them chill and be defensive with the unit up until you can use their active skill, and then you nuke the crap out of the enemy with the active skill and let them go off. That's what you do. That's what you do. This is a tactical unit that you have to use specifically. If I had dupes, I would give them crit. I would. At this point, after how many times I've used them, I would give them crit. I would give them crit. I would give them crit. If I got dupes right now, I would give them crit. Can I drop the knowledge check on 23rd World Tournament Goku? Before I head out, who's number 1 right now in the race? I mean, sorry, oops. I think, wasn't it you, Ash? I was trying to remember who was number 1. I swear I retweeted it. Thought I did. Hold on. Oh yeah, the number 1 placement right now is DBC Robin. Yep. DBC Robin is number 1 placement on the race at 3 minutes and 31 seconds. Sorry if I missed that entirely, Ash. You're probably gone by now. But anyways, hope you have a good night. Can you drop the knowledge on 23rd World Tournament Goku? So 23rd World Tournament Goku. This is my build. Y'all don't like it. That's fine. Once again, as I reiterate to 99% of my builds, you don't have to like my build. You don't have to use my build. It's just how I use my unit. It's how I feel the unit can be used or could be used. And you can just go based off that. Entirely up to you. So this unit needs to get hit. A lot. A lot. This unit needs to get hit a lot. And it needs to have either activated its standby and revive, or it needs to have its revive function going off. That is the whole thing that makes this unit good, is that it gets hit 10 times. And I swear I have to reiterate that every single time I have this conversation about the build. The unit has to get hit 10 times. That's a lot. To get fully boosted up. I think it might even be more than 10 times. But to fully activate the passive of this unit, you need to get hit like 10 times. So, and it has built-in additional. They got built-in additional. They got guard. I mean, after you have the guard, they're pretty decent. And dodge can save you. And this unit is technically past its prime a little bit. It's still usable, though, technically. It's just, like, obviously in the harder fights, he's not really surviving too much outside of getting lucky with his nullification ability, which just doesn't happen all the time. But I primarily look at this guy as soon as he's fully built up, he's double, triple, quad supering. He's doing damage. He's tanking every single bit of normal. He's nullifying Ki Blast supers. The dodge has killed me several times. And even at this low number, I have had a dodge happen. I don't get the build up. And I just barely get killed because the damage, the normal I could have taken, and the super I took. It's a very small bit of scenarios. It's a very small minority of issues. But this is my build. This is what works for me. Doesn't have to work for everybody. I see a lot of people use the dodge. That's completely fine. That's completely fine. At the end of the day, I still believe, even if you choose to go for a full dodge route, even if you choose to go full dodge, that you should give him crit. That you should give him crit. The amount of additionals that he can do, is just wasting the damage potential. It's just wasting the damage potential because where's the tap the sign thing? Where's the tap the sign? Attacks effective against all types is not critical. Where's the sign? I need to tap the sign. Tax effective against all types is not critical. I feel like I have to hit that every single time. But that is how this unit works well for me. This build works for me personally. You can go full dodge. Full dodge is perfectly fine. It's a completely viable build, and if it works for you, I'm happy for you. I'm glad the game works for you that way. Dodge doesn't like me, therefore I don't rely on it. That's all that means for me. That's it. So, regardless of if you choose to go full dodge or not, I do suggest that you do give him a little bit of crit, at least like 12 crit, just because of the amount of additionals that he does have. So. Attacking my world champion. There's a future where this Goku is Easy 8 in the 8th anniversary GT duo, and they will be godly together. Probably one day, Ash. One day, Ash. I did actually pop up to that race there, Ash. The time to beat is 3 minutes and 31.9 seconds. That is the time to beat for the race if you're still there. But yeah. I gave the guys full dodge, but other attack stuff. Yeah, no, attack definitely helps. Attack can definitely help this guy. He does quite a bit of good damage. It does. Yeah, whatever works for you, James. Whatever works. Is your time faster? I'll have to go take a look at it later. Once again, everybody's got a week. Everybody's got a week for the race, Ash. Everyone's got a week. So, I'll start tallying up everything probably Thursday night, and then I'll look at the last second stuff on Friday. I have 329. I replied to that post, though I think not the original one. Well, by 2 seconds, yeah, you might have him beat. You probably do have him beat. I think you posted it after this. Are you the quoted tweet? No, I'm the quoted tweet. That's fine. But yeah, so. Gotta go later, Joe and company. Appreciate you, Adam. Have a good day and a good night, man. Have a good day and a good night. Int Piccolo Jr. build. Int Piccolo Jr. is a world tournament unit. And even at the end of the day, when you decide to use him in other bases of content, I still 100% believe you should give him crit. Because tap the sign. I don't know how many times I gotta tap that sign. I don't know how many times I gotta tap the sign, bro. I don't know how many times I gotta tap the sign. How many times do I gotta tap the sign? Tax effective against all types is not crit. This is a world tournament unit. This is a world tournament unit. I give him crit. I want him to AoE and I want him to kill everything. So, he defines as God himself there. But, let's see here. Who asked for that? Baba Yaga asked for the In Piccolo Jr. build. Yeah, the In Piccolo Jr., in my personal opinion, is a crit build. That's what I have him built with. Because I want that AoE to go off. I want him to do damage. I want him to kill everything. And I still stand by the fact that one day they will update World Tournament. And I'm going to tell you, the first thing they're going to do when they update World Tournament is they're going to increase that multiplier. They're going to increase that times 30 multiplier. And they're going to buff it to like times 50. And enemies are going to be harder to kill. They're going to be real hard to kill, man. And y'all going to be hoping that you had crit on your units. And this is what this is my future proofing of that. Tax effective against all types is probably fine. But in the future, when that multiplier goes up, you gonna want that crit. You gonna want that crit. That multiplier is gonna go up. And when it does, that crit is what you're gonna want. But yeah, Piccolo Jr. Has built-in additional. The only thing, I mean, he tanks. He can still get up to 2.5 million defense. I mean, his defense can get so stupidly high, that I don't see any reason that you need to worry about anything else. The only other way you should be building this guy is giving him additional focus and then putting the rest into crit. That's the only other build for this guy is full additional or full crit. Those are your two choices for Piccolo Jr. And I don't feel like there's any in between. If you don't give him full additional or full crit, you're just wasting what the unit can potentially do. You're just wasting it. He doesn't need dodge. This is a unit that can hit. I think this was like one of the first units that can legitimately hit well above 2 million defense raw. Like he can hit stupidly high defense numbers. So no, he doesn't need dodge. He is fine. It's more like he needs better team options. That's what this guy needs. He needs better team options nowadays. But yeah, full crit for World Tournament, full additional for everything else, and put the rest into crit and vice versa. So, what if they add like bonus characters? That would suck. They already kind of do. Well, no, they don't. But I mean, I can see them doing it. But that's a conversation for another day, Carl. That's another conversation for another day. So, Ash, the whole thing about the guarding and the dodge, I've had it so many times where that doesn't go off. In my testing, when he dodges, he doesn't get the he doesn't get the buff. So, and we have notifiers now. We have notifiers that actually pop off on the screen for when that happens. So if it doesn't pop up, then it's not activating. So, this conversation has gone back constantly. It's constantly been a thing. Constantly. And at this point, I mean, data miners can't even tell you. Data miners can't even tell you. But, yeah, it's really hard to calculate. It's a thing everyone does. Everyone tests it back and forth. I stand by the fact that guard is not activating it. It could just be on a per unit basis. It is a very odd thing. It could be placebo even. But at this point, I'm not willing to completely rework his kit. And even then, I still am perfectly fine with not giving him full dodge because dodge doesn't do anything for me anyways. So regardless if I'm right or wrong about that, like I said, full dodge for 23rd World Tournament Goku is still very viable, and you can definitely choose that. I still, at the end of the day, the only thing I suggest is making sure you do give 23rd World Tournament Goku some crit. That's the only thing I suggest. That's the only thing I suggest, is that you give him some crit. That's it. Otherwise, the full usage of into dodge or crit, that's entirely up to the player. It's entirely up to the player, regardless of the facts. Are you going to go to bed, by the way? You said you were going to go to bed a while ago. Jamal said LR AGL Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. Additional. Additional. The unit is way past its prime. Way past its prime. I don't even think the unit would get a Super Easy A in its lifetime. Like, I don't think this unit will get an Easy A in its lifetime whatsoever. He is purely dodge or die to the point that I don't feel like the dodge matters. Like, this guy is so dodge or die that dodge is irrelevant because if he doesn't dodge, you're just dead anyways. You have to build up defense. You have to build up the defense. Oh. Blazer said morning when it's about my bedtime almost. Good morning, Blazer. But yeah, this is a unit that a lot of people probably force push to dodge into now because of how weak he is. If you don't have his guard up, you have to have your HP above 58% HP. The irony of this guy is that more than likely he's the reason you fall below 58% HP. That is the irony of this Gohan here is you're low on HP because of him. So, but yeah, primarily you want to go full additional with him. I gave him crit because I have used him for nuking purposes. And although I do believe he does get crit in this, he does get crit on this, there's just been so many times where I've attempted to nuke with him and he still doesn't nuke. So, it really depends on the player. I could do a build with him. I could try to, but it would be so technical. Because he's now a technical unit. He's a unit you use to gimmickly get a nuking ability off. That's what you use this guy for at this point, unfortunately. I like him, but at the end of the day, he's past his prime. I mean, you're not taking him into any new content right now, so full additional is my way for him. This is my build. You can so choose to follow it, but this guy is past his prime at the moment. You work during the weekend, got you. In L Legendary Super Saiyan Broly, I'm heading to bed in a bit. In Legendary Super Saiyan Broly is a unit that should be getting an EZA very soon. I don't think his build will change, but he's also a full additional build unit. He stacks attack and defense, which is unfortunate because it's only 20%. It's very slow. But he's got the built-in damage reduction. He's got built-in crit. He's got built-in additional. The only thing he doesn't have is dodge, but he doesn't really benefit from dodge. He benefits primarily from additional, building up his defense. And at this point, he's so far past his prime, and he's like 2 metas old at this point. Like, he can't even go into the previous meta before 9th anniversary. So you use him for category-based missions, and then go primary for additionals and fighting Saiyan, pure Saiyan, and hybrid Saiyan enemies. If you're using him anything else, you're just kind of torturing yourself. But yeah, I mean, if if you wanted to give him a build right now before he EZAs, additional I feel like is the safest. Full additional is the safest. Anything else is preference. So, he's going to EZA soon. I promise you, within a year. Probably the next Saiyan Day, he'll probably EZA. Probably. So, definitely that build will change. Definitely. I didn't want to get into this talk, but AGL, LR Blue, Goku, and Vegeta. I think we already started that build earlier, actually, Ash. We already got into that earlier in the stream at the beginning. They're a tough one to build. You have to choose how to build them. Most people go with full dodge. Most people go full dodge. And then put the rest into additional, because when they transform, then they additional and can get more defense. But no, you're fine. You're fine, Ash. You're fine. I'm just grazing through it at this point. But I mean, mostly people will go full dodge. I gave them crit because that's the one thing that they're always lacking when they transform into Vegito for me, is they're always lacking damage. Always. They're always lacking damage for me, so I gave them crit. At this point, I still have to do more tests. I'm debating on removing part of this or entirely and just treating them as a full-on dodge tank and then put the rest into additional so that they can get more defense after transforming. Because at this point, they're just not enough. It's just not enough. But yeah, they're a very technical unit. I could make you... I could make you like 3 different builds for this unit. I can make like 3 different builds for this unit entirely. Yeah. I mean, this unit can be built differently based on how you play. It really is based on how you play. It's about strategy. They're a very strategically based using unit. And technical unit. If you know exactly how much defense and if you can take a hit, if you very well know what you're going up against, you can potentially use them in a way where they can build up more attack and be actually good damage dealers. But as of right now, I mean, full dodge is the safest, and then additional for more defense on super. But personally, once again, tap the sign. Attacks effective against all types is not crit, and I just feel like this unit just never does enough damage, and it drives me up a wall, so I'm keeping the crit for now until I do more tests in the current content of the game. I just don't have a lot of the time right now. Alright, see you next stream, Chucky. Appreciate you, man. Have a good day and a good night, dude. But yeah, this is a unit that needs a whole redo of a video, which will be done for Worldwide Download Celebration in the coming weeks. These guys are going to get a whole new build video. They're going to get a whole new build video. Whole new build video. True, Ash, true. But also, attacks effective against all types doesn't ignore defense. So, crit does ignore defense, and there is selective boss fights that do not give a crap about your attack unless you crit. If you don't crit, then you won't do damage in certain fights. So, but yeah. It is a big, huge difference in damage. 0.5 doesn't sound like a lot, but this is a unit that can triple quad super. So, I mean, you can do the math however you so choose, but they can definitely be a huge difference if they crit 4 times versus attacks effective against all types 4 times. So, the damage can be very crazy different. Hey, Salvador, how you doing, man? Did I already go over STR, LR, cooler hidden potential build? I went over like a 55% graze. Like, I didn't go over a full build of cooler. Cooler is 100% past his prime. He's 100% past his prime at this point. He is no longer in the meta. You can technically use him in pre-9th anniversary content. But majority of players have always went for a full crit build and then put the rest into additionals. I don't feel like dodge will save him. I don't feel like dodge can save this unit because he's just not tanky enough. I can attempt. Let me see. Hold on. Let me go ahead and see if I can find Halvard's defense calculations. Because if I can find the defense calculations... then I can get a little bit more specific, but... okay. So, here we go. So this is with physical Kid Boo's 70% support. So this is like the best you can do. But you still need to have your links going off. And this is the problem here with these defense numbers you're about to see. With these defense numbers, if you're trying to run cooler with Kid Boo, you have to float Kid Boo. Because you're not running freaking Easy A STR cooler. You're not. The TUR STR cooler is not good enough no, it's just not good enough. But potentially he can have good numbers in the most perfect scenario possible. It's just not likely you'll hit these numbers whatsoever. You're probably not going to hit these numbers ever. It's just not going to happen. But his defense can get pretty decent. You know, when you super wank the crap out of him. If you wank the crap out of him. Not wanking him whatsoever. But you do have a consistent 40% support. And you do manage to get all of his links to go off. full build up and he's supered every single time, then yeah, he can get a respectable amount of defense of like 1.2 million after quad supering. Or 1.5 with like 3 additional supers. But that's the thing, is like Cooler doesn't always additional super. He can, but take it as you will. I mean, 30% chance is not very high. It's just not a very high chance. So I mean, his defense numbers are and unfortunately Wicked Bloodlines is just not as good as it used to be. I think in a very super wanked scenario, and maybe a future movie boss team, we can see some more gameplay of him. But yeah, the good thing though is that going a more additional route in his hidden potential might be safer nowadays, because his 12 key greatly raises defense. So relying more on him being able to additional would be a little bit safer in that case. But I don't feel like dodge will matter at the end of the day. He's always been a damage dealer, and I don't feel like you should change that. I feel like eventually when his damage isn't really good enough anymore. He'll need to just easy A one day, and once he easy A's, then he'll be good again. But otherwise, I would just build him more crit and then additional, or vice versa, entirely up to the player. But that's just my personal preferencing. AGL Baby from Carl. We already went over AGL Baby, but I'll go through it again. Just real quick, though. So with Baby, he is a full additional build. And the only reason he's a full additional build is because the only time you should be using Baby is when you're fighting a Pure Saiyan or Hybrid Saiyan enemy. If you're not fighting a Pure Saiyan or Hybrid Saiyan, you don't have any business using this Baby. He's a GT boss. He's already very meh in general. He does have good defense numbers. He can have good defense numbers. But you do want him to additional super. He's got built-in 40% crit chance. 40% is pretty decent. But yeah, additional is the way to go for this guy. You're primarily using GT Baby right here for category boosts, for GT missions. You're not taking him into the hardest content in the game. You're just not. You're taking him into what he's good at. And what he's good at is fighting Pure Saiyans and Hybrid Saiyans and type advantage scenarios. So you should build him for what he's good at. And what he's good at is doing damage to those specific enemies. In which case, you just want to go for full additional build, because he already has the crit chance from when... Yeah, he already has the crit chance in his passive. So there's no reason to give him crit, really. The full crit for Cooler? Yeah, Cooler I feel is a full crit. However, truly is a blessing, yes. I really hope Worldwide Download Celebration is Broly. Agreed. But I'm fine with GT, movie theme, or Dragon Ball. I'm fine with any of them, really. I want them all. I tried to clear the Legendary Existence mission without having to rely on using my Tech LR UI, but ended up having to do that since Fizz, EZA, Beerus, Int, Legendary Super Embroidery, and Int LR Super Saiyan Go got squished hard, yeah. Legendary Existence is a terrible freaking category. It is not a very, very good category right now. It's very specific. Yeah. If you can get Legendary Existence mission done right now, congrats. It's not that great right now. There's very few things that mix well together. It's difficult. You either try to nafangle in Majin power and mix it with UI Goku's for the best results, or you're just really hurting yourself. Like, it's really a coin toss. It's really got some RNG around it. Legendary Existence is rough right now. props to you trying not to use the tech LR UI. I would use them constantly. I wouldn't even care. Feeling Broly? Well, I mean, the teasers did, yeah, showed 8 things flying in the hints. It could be movie 8. It could be 7 Dragon Balls and then Goku. Or it could be Piccolo. It could be a lot of things. We'll find out in the coming days, though. It probably is Broly, in all honesty. It probably is. Because movie theme is the majority of content that still needs easy A's and so forth. I just feel like movie theme is pretty obvious that what we need, mostly. GT and movie themed are the massive categories that we do need a lot of buffs to at the moment. Well, not movie themed, but movie-based characters are the ones we're missing a lot of easy A's from right now, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, 5 legendary existence units against the Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku and Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta in Blue Zone. Yeah, I still haven't done that one. At least I don't remember if I have. I still have a lot of things left to do over. Alright, so... Do I have Fizz God Goku? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I was going to say, we're probably going to be wrapping it up. So if anybody has any more last-second builds that they wish to know about, please do comment them now or forever hold your peace, as it has been 3 hours. And I do need to get some rest, and I do need to go to bed. Because I have work in the morning for probably another bloody 11-hour shift. So, yeah, please do comment now or forever hold your peace. I used Sleepy Burst for that mission. Forgot he wasn't under Fizz God Goku's leader and still beat it. Nice, Dark Link. Congrats. How you doing, by the way, man? Did Tech UI STR AGL Fizz God and Tech God Goku as my legendary existence, then Int Vegeta to finish it off. Nice. Nice. Yeah, friend units. Gotta use those friend units. Haven't done the artificial life forms nor hybrid Saiyan missions for Beast Go and Blue Zone, but I was able to clear that using Universe Survival Saga. Yep. Universal Survival Saga is definitely one of the better categories right now. You got 3 last-second builds. All right, shoot. Barely did the artificial life form mission for Beast. I'm so happy I got it done. Nice, dude. Yeah, congrats. The artificial life form one is difficult. It really is. It's one of those times where you definitely are tested on what your box is. In LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku, since mine is at 2 dupes. So mine's only at 1 dupe. Primarily, I would suggest focusing additional. The only reason mine has dodge, calm down. Everyone calm down. Calm down. Chill. The only reason mine has dodge is because of the freaking equips I used, okay? That's it. That's the only reason. It's the only reason. Once again, my dodge chance is 0 in anyways. So mine doesn't dodge anyway, so I'm fine. But additional is what I would suggest with this guy. He's got built-in crit. Built-in crit is, I mean, 50% chance of crit is 50% chance of crit. I mean, that's already more. 50% chance is more than what your hidden potential can offer you. Almost. Yeah, almost. For most players. People can't usually hit above 25 in the hidden potential based on the typing of the unit. But 50% chance is plenty for crit. I just went full additional. But obviously put the rest into crit because you don't want him to dodge. This guy's still pretty good on tanking wise. As long as you can get him into his standby and then obviously standby finish. Once he standby finishes, it's fine. He can dodge at that point. It doesn't really matter if he dodges once he gets into this point right here. Once he gets into this one, it's okay for him to dodge a couple attacks. He still does need to receive an attack, but in his passive it actually does say after receiving or dodging an attack specifically. So dodge doesn't hurt him once he transforms into this point. But yeah, additional is the primary way to go for full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Fizz Ribrian is full dodge. AGL Kid Go... Why? I don't even suggest, like, awakening that thing. I don't even know where it is. Where is he? Where is my Kid Goku? Really gonna make me do it, isn't it? You snerious right now? Are you snerious with this AGL Kid Goku thing? Are we serious about this AGL Kid Goku? I mean, if once he awakens, you know, I believe he's actually supposed to stack attack and defense, but I mean, he's pretty worthless. I don't like to say that because it's Dragon Ball Saga unit, but I mean, honestly, it's pretty worthless unit in all honesty. It's pretty worthless. Gave you 6 of them, might as well. I mean, yeah, I just go full additional and put the rest into crit. Because you're not going to use them in anything else except for Dragon Ball Saga category specific. So I would just put a full additional and put the rest into crit. Or vice versa. Because you're only going to see him like a couple times. I don't see him being useful in anything. He's not a useful unit. He's a box collecting piece. Oh, you mean my buddy. My buddy Shin. This is definitely one of my favorite units right now. Out of the entirety of the game, of course he's not on Dragon Ball Saga because freaking translations are bullcrap. This is one of my favorite units because he actually dodges. This is the sole unit in the game that dodges for me. UI Goku does not dodge for me. This guy does. Shen dodges. But yeah, aside from the fact that he does have a how to build video, he's a full dodge unit. He is a full dodge unit, 100%. 100% full dodge unit. Yeah, this is the only unit in the game that dodges for me. Yep. Yep. True story. This is the only unit that dodges for me. Only one. No other unit in the game dodges for me. Not willingly. Other units dodge out of spite to prove me wrong, you know, to test my patience. Generally, you know, some units will dodge just to have mess with me. But this is the only sole unit that willingly dodges for me. Yes, truthfully. Full dodge Super Saiyan 4 Goku because he can't take a hit anyway. That's funny. STRUI Goku does not dodge. Omen Goku does not dodge. Omen Goku does not dodge. He does not dodge whatsoever. This dude is a fraud. This dude's a straight up fraud. He's a fraud, man. This dude's a fraud. I'm sorry. He's a full dodge build, but he's a fraud. He's a fraud. STR High School Gohan, full dodge. Put the rest into additional. Yep, High School Gohan is full dodge and put the rest into additional. He's good enough to take normals, but he can't take a super. He can take a very large number of normals in the game, except for type disadvantage, of course. But yeah, he can't take any supers, really. I mean, he can take some, but, you know, once you hit that 2 million marker, you're just like, you're either dead or just barely surviving. So. You're number 1 again, and I'm hard focusing. All right, Sal. I thought you weren't focusing on it, but good luck to you, Salvador. All right. All right, I think that's going to be it. That's going to be it. I will give 1 or 2 more. 1 or 2 more builds, and that is it. T Ultimate Gohan. I wish there was a T Ultimate Gohan. Tech Ultimate Gohan's full additional. Yeah, Tech Ultimate Gohan is full additional. I put the rest into crit. A lot of people like to put in dodge. That's perfectly fine. Entirely up to you. It's entirely up to you. But I went full additional and put the rest into crit because I don't feel like he crits enough. But you can definitely put dodge in him if you so choose. AGL 21. I need to make an updated build for 21. But 21 should actually be... she should be a full dodge at this point. I did give her crit because I like to see her pose and do damage numbers. I like to see her pose and do damage. But that's my personal. That's what I like to see. But you should be giving her full dodge and additionals. The average player should be giving 21 dodge and additionals, 100%. I gave her crit because I like to see 21 do damage. I just like to see 21. In LR Kid Gohan, I believe that build is crit. Yep. Full crit build, and then dodge does not need 2 additional. Yeah, I mean, really doesn't. Got built-in additionals. He does need to get hit, but yeah. I haven't found that the dodge hurts him. I haven't found that the dodge has hurt him at all. I really haven't found that the dodge has hurt him whatsoever. But yeah, I gave him full crit primarily and put the rest into dodge. I just didn't feel like he needed the additional. I felt like he took enough normals to build up. He builds up enough from his super, but there was a lot of times where he just couldn't take a super, so I gave him more dodge. It's completely up to you, but I gave him full crit, and I wouldn't say additionals do very much for him. The only reason I didn't put additionals on him is because he doesn't get anything for additionals. He just has raise attack, and he doesn't do crazy amounts of damage either. That's the thing about this Gohan, is like he doesn't do crazy amounts of damage, but he doesn't do crazy low amounts either, if that makes sense. But he's got built-in additionals already, so, and I think that's enough. The primary thing is you want to get his unit 18 key super off to build up defense, and then as he's taking hits as he goes, he'll eventually be fully built up, and he'll just be doing damage and tanking. He's a very technical unit. This is one of those units where he does want to get hit, but the dodge doesn't necessarily hurt him because he can build up defense through super attacking. Rude, David! But that's fine. We're about done now. So... Not gonna lie, I wish I had 21. I wish everyone had 21. UI and Kaioken are my favorite forums. Secondly, I don't care about worldwide download celebration. We'll see what happens when we get it. Alright, guys. That's gonna be it. That's gonna be it for me. That's game over. Game over, everybody. Game over, everybody. Done with the stream. It's been a 3-hour stream. It was fun. In the future, if you want to know more about builds, comment them in videos, comment them on posts, comment them on Twitter, put them on the Discord channel, put them anywhere else. But yeah, that's game over. Game over, guys. I gotta go to bed. I gotta work tomorrow. So, Anyways, thank you for watching the stream. I hope everyone has an excellent weekend. Good luck on your world tournament grind. Appreciate everyone showing up for the stream. Bringer, Blazer, Ash, Dark Link, David, Salvador, Edmund. I didn't even see Edmund's hi in there. Hi, Edmund, if you're still here. But Chucky and everyone else that joined the stream. Stub, have a good night, man. But yeah, everyone have a good day and a good night. Appreciate y'all for showing up. See you next time.